Hello, welcome to Drowning in Blackwater. I'm Chris and I'll be your Dungeon Master for tonight, and I use they, them pronouns. Drowning in Blackwater is another spooky mystery. Yes, but I have style, I have form. Here you see it. Over the Halloween months, we will be bringing you this creepy village in the Mere of Dead Men and some creepy subplots about various things. Orcus might be involved, just saying. And the return of the shepherds, Viorica, Frore, and of course Prosperous, returning to the fold and see what they get up to over the next couple of weeks here. For those who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, everyone here plays a fantasy character in a fantasy universe. The players all have their own unique character sheets, which tell them what they're good at and not so good at, and what numbers to add to 20-sided dice rolls. Mostly, 20s and above are good, 1s and below, which is rare but does happen, are bad, and you'll see these little things up here at the top of the screen as people roll. Yes, while they play their characters, I, the Dungeon Master, will play literally everything else they encounter. All the people, all of the talking trees, that's a bit of a spoiler. What else? Weather patterns. I'm quite famous for my weather patterns. There we go. Anyway, while they describe what they want to do and I describe the world around them, we will all together tell our tale. Before we kick off, though, let's meet all the players and let's talk a bit about our sponsors.
Hello, I'm Emma. I use the pronouns M or Emma, and I'll be playing Prosperous. He uses the pronouns P. Yeah, just P. Prosperous is a half-orc paladin of Shantea who has devoted their life to helping people, and hopefully will be helping people as part of this campaign, maybe through the Shepherds, the organisation that they run with friends.
Hello, my name is Ed. I will be playing Viorica Eordash. We both use he, him pronouns. Viorica is back for a fourth time, barely 2 weeks after the last campaign ended, so he's ready to rock and roll. He has a new gun, which is the most beautiful thing he's ever owned, but otherwise likes to think he's grown up, but we're not quite sure yet.
Hello, I'm Mike, and I'll be playing Forry Book. We both use he, him. The ex-sheriff or investigator, now turned from bandits to demons. See what happens, see what we can find.
Hi there, didn't see you come in. My name is Alden Wheelwright, he, him. I'm played by David Shears. I'm a cleric of Talmor, erstwhile priest of Mask. These days I try and do good, so I joined up with these here folks to go on an adventure, kill some demons, save the world. You're welcome.
Hello, the name is Huxley Bricklesnout, he, him, played by Liz, who uses they, them pronouns. I was the chief shelf stacker at Blackstaff Academy Library until I've recently been recruited by the Shepherds. I'm currently traveling with a wonderful group of people and, well, we're having an adventure, which I'm enjoying.
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets and ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters, Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
This stream will run for 3 hours, and there will be a roughly 5 to 10 minute break somewhere near the middle. We run shows on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Greenwich Meridian / British Summertime, which is 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. in mainland Europe, and 2 a.m. Tuesday morning in Japan and parts of Australia. On Mondays and Tuesdays, we run TTRPG streams for 3 hours. And on Fridays, we run our talk show, Talk Together, for 1 hour. Our TTRPG streams can be one-shots, 4, 6, 8, or 12 weeks long. You can always find our latest schedule at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg/schedule.
We are Roll Together RPG on all socials, so find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. Links in chat.
Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in chat. Help us make our shows from just £1, $1, or £1 gold piece, and unlock more tiers by joining. Our D20 Club are fab. They've created a fan Discord for us. They've also made a wiki page for Roll Together. You can find that at rolltogether.fandom.com.
Welcome to our podcast listeners. If you also would like to listen to us via podcast, you can search Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcast provider. If we're not there, let us know and we will add ourselves to that list.
Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters and non-player characters and all the rest of it in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own, and while we aim to avoid misgendering, we do acknowledge it does sometimes happen. Have a company policy in place for correct people on pronouns should the need arise. If you think we've missed something, we're open to being corrected, so just drop us a line in chat or send a message to rolltogetherrpg@gmail.com. Be sure to check out our content warnings and the TTRPG safety toolkit, which we use as part of play. Links can be found under !safety in chat. Right, with all that said, time to get spooky.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 3 of Drowning in Blackwater. Hope you're having a lovely morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are in the world. So, what's been happening? Well, they've reached Blackwater. I mean, episode 2. That's mighty impressive, folks. Some games people take forever to get to the location they're supposed to be at, but you lot know straight
Right
there. Bang in.
Right
yeah,
there.
it was great. You've experienced this small fishing town, very Norfolk, a lot of Somerset as well, and lots of huts slightly off the ground and made of a lot of wood and wattle and daub and that sort of thing, and a large, foreboding stone structure. And you met the owners of said structure as well, the Tolstoff twins, who seem fine.
Absolutely fine.
Totally fine.
No problem at all.
Yep. Blame demons for people going missing in their town. They didn't send you a letter or anything. Who did send you a letter was the people in the pub, specifically Wilhand, who runs the pub and is a bit scatty, and asked you all here to help with the demon problem. I seem to be particularly taken with Prosperous, but that's just a thing. And
I exude charisma, and people everywhere just want to, spend some time with Prosperous.
Yes.
Did I give the wrong impression? No, he's a fan.
I got that.
Yeah.
No, I got that.
I think we did, yeah. I think it was...
What it is I invited the shepherds because I want Prosperous to come and save my town. And here's Prosperous saving my town! Because when the letter it was like, oh, you're not Prosperous. Okay, fine.
But I won't mention to Prosperous about the hidden doors in my establishment.
We will come to that if you
not
want.
suspicious.
Okay. So, this pub, the Eelbuck, you looked around and were asked to go upstairs and look in on one of the guests, who appears to be some gigantic creature. You're not sure what they are, but they're about 7 foot tall, big fluffy hands, what I mentioned. And they disappeared into their room. You followed after, found 2 warding, what are they called? Glyphs of warding that would have absolutely annihilated you and the pub, frankly, but you managed to get rid of them both with a dispel magic.
Yep.
And found a trapdoor hidden by illusions and discarded clothing. And once you found that trapdoor, that was going to be the point where we picked up again. But I've mentioned the most important thing that happened last episode, which is there's a pool behind the pub, which is black. Maybe why the place is called Blackwater. I don't know. It's apparently a holy site of Eldath, and it is guarded by a treant, who is an old, partially dead tree, sitting in the middle of this swampy water called Old Branch Fingers, which everyone had very creepy feelings about. But there we go.
Which would have been a great name for the town.
Old Branch Fingers. Okay.
I'm just saying, I'd be curious about.
It's curious. You wouldn't want to live there.
No, but you'd visit, wouldn't you? And what do these people need? They need people to buy their fish.
Anyway, Branch Fingers aside, there's a trapdoor in the floor of. There's a trapdoor in the floor of this room that you have now found, and we're about to go inside, look around the room a bit more. But that's where we had to pause last time. So, what's everyone doing?
Well, have we all entered the room?
Yeah, I think so.
Because I think Viorica is going to go back to the door and attempt to keep a vague lookout.
Okay.
I think is the plan for Viorica.
You can see down the hallway, and you can see where the stairs they go off to the left, and then they sort of curve down to go to the floor below. You can hear some noise. The pub is clearly reopening, and people are coming back in again. Actually, make me a perception check.
Ah, okay. I don't believe I'm any good at these, but let's see. Oh, don't be annoying. No. Sorry, I keep pressing the wrong thing. Perception. There we are.
Yes.
$18. Not
Oh.
bad.
You don't hear anything particularly out of the ordinary?
Fine.
What's everyone else doing?
Well, I suppose we could go down the trapdoor. We could go downstairs and ask the person if they know where it goes, and then we could go to the other end of it and wait there, and when people emerge, go surprise.
Not a bad idea.
Surprise.
It is remarkably curious that our host did not choose to mention the trapdoor.
Well, you did say that last time, like a minute ago.
Well, it's weighing on my mind. I dislike anybody making me use resources for no reason.
Aldrin, I must say thank you for having the gumption to have those spells. They were not available to me. They'd all been booked out of the library. So thank you for having the detect magic. And did I detect a dispel magic as well that you used?
Yeah, there were some pretty nasty-looking wards about the place, including it on the sheets. So pity whoever has to change those.
But I think we're all in your debt. Thank you.
Nothing to it, Hux. I'm sure all y'all would do the same for me and have.
Florey, what are you up to?
Well, so listening carefully to everybody's ideas. I like Prosperous's suggestion, but how about I see if I can get a closer charge and potentially where this creature has ended up. And he goes into his leather jacket and pulls out these circular glasses. And goes down and kneels and takes some like little metal tongs out and picks up some clothing without touching it.
Sure.
And holds. And the glasses almost like glow white. As I will use my gumshoes fedora. And I can identify the aura of the last creature that touched it.
Mm-hmm.
So I need to make a wisdom insight check against, and the DC is 13 plus the number of days of the last contact of that item of the creature I'm looking for.
Cool, roll it.
13 then.
Yeah.
Good.
So we've got an 18, 22.
Nice.
Cool. When you say read the aura, what does that mean?
It means that I can then cast locate creature.
Oh, I see. Okay.
If I can successfully link it up, it gives me the knowledge I need to cast.
Understood. The piece you're picking up is another robe. It's quite thick. It's quite thick wool, and it's very there's a deep red color to it. And as you pick it up, you get a very strong sense of the owner of this. How much information do you get from this? When you say their aura, just like a sense of them.
It basically, I think it makes me familiar, so
Understood.
that I can use the said spell.
You don't get a visual representation of them because it's not magic. It's just it is magic, but not that kind of magic. There's a strong smell of blood that you wouldn't necessarily get from the cloth itself, but you get it.
Correct. It does also tell me the type of creature it is.
There's a you don't know how you're sensing anger, but blood and anger are the main things coming through this. And
sorry, like in the way Geralt Rivia in Witcher 3 describes when he's going through a dead creature as he's investigating it.
Exactly.
Out loud, Florey's just listing I can sense anger, and there's residual blood, and he's just sort of almost just listing it off as the information's coming to everybody.
Like a horror sommelier, I was going to say. I'm getting blood, I'm getting anger, I'm getting...
I think as that's happening, Huxley not really cottoning on to specifically what Florey's doing. We'll be looking at Prosperous
Surely.
He's reading the robes. I mean, he's also reading the room because we're all really angry with him. But he's mostly reading the robes.
I'm not angry with Florey, just concerned.
Angry and concerned.
Umbridge Wells.
Florey, this creature is a minotaur.
Minotaur. And then through that, I shall spend my one use of the day of locate creature and cast it.
You are not casting a spell so much as tracking. You can tell this creature went into the into the trapdoor, and that it appears to be a relatively straight drop down for a bit, and then there appears to be some kind of tunnels that they have gone down.
Okay.
Tunnels under swamp. Weird.
Great.
Dangerous.
Very.
It seems to lead further down and into tunnels below the waterline.
Oh, God.
Great.
Tunnels
Perfect
and-
place to have a chat.
Really? All right.
We can follow them. I would prefer that to leave them to their own devices. They would certainly appear to be an individual of some danger. And, well, I doubt they mean us well.
So we're
Very
going
true.
down the trapdoor. This is the plan.
All right.
Wait,
Everybody else is
no.
happy?
That was a question, not a statement.
Oh, well, is there another way we can attack them?
We could try and find out where the tunnel goes, but I suppose we could do that by just going through the tunnel.
We could attempt to follow above ground, sort of following where it's gone to, but that might be difficult terrain.
And also, we might not catch them if they are in there. No, I agree. We should probably. I just don't like tunnels. That's all. Touch of claustrophobia. It's fine.
You let us know if you need to stop and take a moment at any time, okay?
That's very kind. Thank you very much. I'm sure it'll be fine. Just also letting this gun off down there is going to be deafening.
Yeah, if you can give me an advance warning so I can put my fingers in my ears, I would appreciate that, although I completely understand that may not be possible.
Well, yes. Let's see.
Hopefully it won't set off a rock fall.
Good. Yes.
Probably going to go over to the actual trapdoor and check for manual traps, not just magical.
Roll me a investigation check.
18.
You find no manual traps. Aldrin, your detect magic is still up because it lasts for 10 minutes.
10 minutes. I would say then if we
No
are
glyphs.
set on going down this place, we should proceed with some haste, and I can continue to advise of any magical impediments to our progress. And Rory, I believe you may be best to watch for slightly more mundane dangers.
Understood.
Just a thought before we go. If the big person is waiting for us, should we make it sound as if whatever was going to go off has gone off?
What? What?
Giving the impression that we may be injured already, so we get the element of surprise.
Oh, clever. Oh, yes.
I have nothing to do that with, but we're resourceful. We might be able to do something.
I believe Yorica has. Hang on, let me just check in the thing. I believe that I might have makeup and stuff. If we wanted to try and do something like that.
Oh, just make it look like we've been bloodied. Yes. I've never.
There's obviously
put
lots of
makeup
magic
on
that can do this
before.
better than that, but I'm just saying that's a
it wasn't
final
that.
fallback.
It was more of a. We should pretend this happened with like the loud noise of an explosion and screams. Not
Oh,
no, I am burned.
That's how Yorica would do it.
No,
Woe
nice.
is
I loved
me.
I can't make the sound of an explosion.
Well, I've got a gun.
If we would rather not create, criminal damage, I can afford us a slightly more mundane way of making a bit of a noise and thunder.
That sounds perfect.
Unless we want the total element of surprise and hope that he doesn't think that we're coming.
He knows that we're coming. He probably heard our conversation.
That's true.
That's what we would have done.
Yes.
Well, we agreed on this course of action. All right then. Thaumaturgy to create, insofar as Aldrin can approximate, presumably having heard similar things before, the sounds that one might expect. Be advised now, as soon as I cast this, people probably come running from below, so we should hightail it through that there trapdoor with some speed, unless we want to answer exactly so difficult questions. Cast Thaumaturgy to make the sound of the explosion, followed up with a second cast of Thaumaturgy to create minor tremors to sell it as much as possible.
Lovely.
Ah!
Egads.
I like to make a deception roll for a slightly more convincing cry of pain.
Oh, flippin' heck.
Oh, my leg. Oh, my leg.
I can't believe Fror is dead.
Flora is dead?
Oh.
Yes, he's all over the walls. Prosperous. He's gone. I'm so sorry.
Well, as fun as
Is
it
someone going through the trapdoor? I appreciate all of the theatrics.
Rory will open it up and nod to Prosperous, assuming that he would be first in line like usual.
I would suggest perhaps, no offense to you, P, but in this particular instance, you follow close behind myself and Flora so we can advise of any traps, and when there's hitting and fighting and whatnot, you be right on there to take the lead, if that's okay with you.
Fine by me.
All right,
Yorica, I will stay by you. So if the unfortunate event of a collapse occurs, we can dimension door away and you will be fine.
Thank you so
The
much.
rest of everyone else, maybe not, but you'll be fine.
That's just what I need to know. Thank you.
Good, yes.
Aldrin, you have a 36 passive perception. From downstairs, you hear shouting, "What's going on?" And you just hear, Nothing to worry about. This is official shepherd business." You assume is Wilhelm trying to smooth it a little bit.
No.
So, all good to go, and no one's going to come running in randomly. So who's in the hole? Who's going in the hole?
Second, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Third and fourth. Well,
No, I'm third.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes.
So for
I'll go at the back.
the trapdoor beneath you, you can see that there is a ladder built into the side of it that you could climb down, or you could just jump down. You can see the bottom; it's like 20 feet.
Oh, jump it.
Yeah, for it'll jump.
Cool. I won't impose it's you could take some falling damage from it because it's a tunnel and you could easily like sort of slow yourself down or take it. It's absolutely fine. So all of you can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 head down. Frore, Aldrin, you land first. Ahead of you is a wet there's a dripping from the ceiling, and there is stone arching, but it's stone arching with packed earth on top of it. This is not secure at all. What it looks like is ruins and remnants of an older tunnel that's been redug and re-supported with some wooden beams and things like that. There's no light down here at all. Who doesn't have dark vision?
Me.
Rory, you can't see shit.
Rory, take this. I'll bring out my glowing rapier unless somebody... I mean, Hugs, if you want to offer a better solution before I take it out, that's fine.
To be fair, even if I can't actually see, I generally would still fare fairly well in the dark.
Stampy emits dim light, I believe, so we have some vision.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
In which case, do you all move forward? The tunnel's wide enough for dual file. It doesn't have to be single file if you don't want to be.
How high is it? Is it like, do the taller of us have to stoop?
You have to stoop, the taller of you, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I would move to the side of Flora if there was no objection. Aldrin would sort of almost start moving to sort of give a touch of reassurance and then stop himself as he remembers the situation.
Great.
Farley will twist the barrel to fire.
Cool.
I will as well, just while we're doing this, I'm just going to use a bonus action to use one of my channel divinities without expending it to get one of my 3rd level spell slots back.
Totally fine. Right. Now, there is a figure. As you move down in the half light, you just barely see a very short figure about 20 feet ahead of you who is going to instantly attack. Now, because people's passive perceptions are so high, I don't think it's fair to say that that's automatically a surprise round, because they couldn't, despite being, very good at sneaking. It doesn't matter with this group because 36 passive or whatever it is. So I'm going to say that this person is there and we should all roll initiative. I think that's the only fair way to make that work.
Just a reminder to everybody, I did cast a bond of
emboldening
bond before we went into the room, and I presume that's still up because that's 10 minutes.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Sweet. Thank you.
Bring it on.
Finally got a good initiative.
Nice. Shout them out, please, if they don't go into the tracker automatically.
Ooh, 22.
22.
Nice.
Very good.
21.
21.
Oh.
16.
19 with advantage.
19 with advantage. Very good.
1.
Hey!
Favorite roll.
Yeah, can everybody do the nat ones for me this session?
All right. Well, that's hardly surprising. Good. Okay. They do go first. Because your passives are so good, they are in the dark. They are very, very hard to see. You catch a glimpse of a very short person, halfling gnome-sized, but their face doesn't look entirely humanoid. Like something's a bit weird, something's a bit off. The eyes are glowing a sort of slight red as they chuck a small throwing axe towards all of you and will then turn and run into the darkness. I'm going to have the axe go towards either Aldrin or Frore, and it's going to be a roll-off for me. Well, that's good. Right.
As a small creature runs away, do they giggle? Do you just need to...
No.
Hee.
There's no hee-hee-hee-hees. This is not a cute small creature. There's no noise at all. There's no noise at all. It's just a sort of a and then a run.
Okay.
Frore, that's a 25 to hit you.
Yeah, it does hit me.
Okay. It is automatically a crit because they're an assassin.
Nice.
And can still be tanked.
How far away is the creepy little red-eyed person?
You've got dark vision. You're behind them. They have run off into the darkness beyond the reach of your dark vision. You can't see them automatically. But they threw before. You could see them when they threw.
How much damage is it, and how bad is Frore? Sorry.
I don't know yet.
I was just going to say I could silvery barbs that. That was all I was going to say.
Do you want to?
Yes, go on.
All right. I'll roll
There'll
again.
be some quills going its direction.
Totally fine. That's a 24.
Damn.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Okay, it's an auto.
Oh, good. Fur's got quite a few tricks up his.
I will tell you what the damage is before I apply it to Frore, if that's okay.
I'm sorry, what?
I'm just going to roll all the damages.
Does it make if you apply it to Frore? What?
I've got quite a lot of damage to roll.
Right, okay. You roll your damage.
All right. Maths. Okay, it's 27 slashing damage from the axe as it cuts deep into your leg. It's a low throw to catch you, and there will be a con save for poison as well.
I will uncanny dodge to bring that down. Well, actually, you might be able to. Can I actually see them because of the darkness?
You saw them briefly when they threw, so you can uncanny dodge the attack. That's fine.
Right, cool, yeah. So I'll half 27 to 14?
Down 13.
13.
And can
Damage.
you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Gotcha.
Okay.
Ooh. That's even with a D. Is it +5 still from Prosperous?
Oh yeah.
That makes it a 9.
He is irritated with you, but not that irritated.
9 total.
Well, Liz would have had advantage from silvery barbs to give to someone. So, did you give someone your advantage?
That's a good point. I didn't know if it didn't work the first time. If the disadvantage doesn't work, do you still get the advantage?
Yeah, as long as you cast the spell.
Cool. Yes, I would probably give the advantage to Prosperous.
Oh, to Frog.
To Prosperous.
It's advantage on an attack roll, isn't it?
No, it's just advantage on your next roll.
Is it?
Okay.
That is
you don't want
OP
to give
as fuck.
You don't want to give it to Frog for the saving throw.
Sorry.
I'll take it, but
yeah, doing for Prosperous would be the advantage on the attack. But yes, good point. Knowing that, fine. Frore.
Also, Frore will know
advantage.
that Prosperous could have tanked this damage and chose not to.
I was about to before Mike was like, "I'm going to uncanny dodge it." I was like, "Fine."
Yeah.
13,
Save all the goodness. So, do I have advantage?
Yes, please.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. There we go. 22.
Okay, you take half damage.
Okay.
But there's more damage.
Yeah, what's half of 57?
Oh.
20.
Can I take that?
No, it's poison damage. You had to take the original strike to take it.
51.
No, 50, half of 57.
Oh,
57.
26.
20,
No,
that'd be
it's more
50.
than that.
No, it's more than that. It's 50. It's 28. No, that will be up to 6. Yes, so it's 27.
Right.
We need to acquire calculators.
Oh, it's just maths. Might be 28. I don't even. It's 28, not 27.
Take another one.
You feel this axe scythe into your foot, and it burns way more than you would expect it to. And on top of that, you feel like there's something that sort of oops pumping through your veins that you managed to push away, and it's a good thing you pushed it away.
Insert swear word here.
Grand. It is your turn, Frore. What would you like to do?
Shoot back and...
You can't see them.
Damn it. I will... Well, let's second wind for a start, shall we?
Yep.
That's a good idea.
I mean, imagine how bad this would have been if you hadn't seen them and there weren't like all of the...
you suddenly just struck down. Yeah,
suddenly taking that much damage from nowhere is worse.
I mean, that's cool, but yeah, terrible.
Mm-hmm.
So I gain 7 back,
Mm-hmm.
which is every little helps.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think... Can I shoot out at disadvantage and bait and switch with Prosperous and flip places and put P in the front?
Yeah, of course you can. You can't... The corridor isn't a straight line. You can't see, so it's disadvantage on the attack roll. There is also... I'm not going to tell you. You don't know if they're even, in sight for sure.
Yeah, about half cover, even if not full cover.
Exactly.
Fine, I will hold my action.
That's fine.
Using second wind and bait and switch, is that going to burn being able to hold an action?
Nah.
So I'll bait and switch with Prosperous.
That's fine. His armor class goes up dramatically.
Frora literally just almost does like a sort of backflip over Prosperous's shoulder.
Cool.
And Prosperous, you gain 6 to your AC. To the
What's your AC now?
25.
Oh my god. Okay, good.
That is respectable AC.
And I'll,
Completely impenetrable.
And then I'll hold my action
Sure.
with High Noon if an appearance is made.
Sure.
Sort of almost like it's sort of taking a knee and
totally
like Prosperous's leg. I just thought about your crazy wizard blade singer and if I could bait and switch your blade singer.
Ah, yeah. Dave's crazy blade singer is not here today. Right. Speaking of, Aldrin, it's your turn.
Can I see the assailant?
Nope. You can see down the corridor. You can see 60 feet. They are no longer within 60 feet. So,
Yeah.
If the tunnel, you do note that as the tunnel goes along, it is juking and it is not a straight line by any stretch of the imagination. Looking back, you've travelled maybe 50 feet down this so far, so you're not, and it seems to go on at least another 50 ahead of you, if not more.
Right.
I know that it's dim light that we've got around us, and I know that Flore can't see in the dark and has just been attacked, and I can't see the assailant.
Correct.
I cast True Seeing on Flore.
What's the range on True Seeing?
120 feet ethereal plane. You can see doors hidden by magic, and you see through the ethereal plane. I'm kind of hoping, although this is mettering as fuck, that if you could see it in the ethereal plane, you could do some sort of ricochet bollocks and bounce the bullet off the wall.
That'd be amazing.
You read my mind.
That is very, very cool. I was going to check the rules on True Seeing, Dave. Not because I have any issue with it, just because I want to understand what I'm describing. To see things as they actually are. Interesting. For the duration, the creature has true sight on a range of... doesn't say. Oh, 120 feet. Dear God. Notice the secret doors hidden by magic and see the ethereal plane and all to a range of 100. Okay.
So if Flore looks down on himself, would he see what he looks like when he's cursed?
That's far too philosophical.
It looks exactly the same.
Okay.
And just before I cast it, there's just a time to level this playing field.
Oh, quick. Look at Aldrin's armour and see what it really looks like. It's our one chance to know the truth.
Flore, as Aldrin casts True Seeing and touches you, presumably on somewhere where you won't get... touches you somewhere where you're not going to touch flesh, right? Like, you're smart enough for that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, fine.
I'm wise enough for that.
Yeah, that's fine. Flore, you can suddenly see this entire tunnel almost like you've got like a 3D map view from like a video game. Like it's a perfect, I see all the nooks and crannies and everything that's there. You won't
have experienced this before, by the way. That's all. I won't have cast it on you before.
Yeah, you can see that the tunnel goes on another about 80 feet before it curves upwards, and there's another, what looks like a hatch or something like that. The figure that is there is about... They've moved about 80 feet further down the corridor, so they're very close to the hatch at the other end, and they are crouched behind, clearly in a space they've designed for crouching. You can see there's more of those spaces up and down this, because they're very small, and they've clearly crouched inside one of those spaces and are waiting to see what happens next. You also see the very, very large figure is standing at the very end of the corridor just watching all of this.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
There you are. Would you say this is sufficient enough to trigger my held action?
Yeah.
I will attempt, through David's fantastic idea, to ricochet.
You want to shoot the small person, not the big one standing at the back watching all of this?
I kind of want them to think that we've not seen him.
Grand. Okay.
I guess as well, like that's playing into the held action quite nicely, because you did say if you could see the little one, right?
Yeah. All right, so a ricocheted shot is obviously a trick shot, which we don't have any special rules for because you're not playing a quote-unquote gunslinger.
I'd be happy to spend a superiority die.
What I think I would like you to do, because the range is already 80 feet, what's the range on your pistol? How does that function?
We are, it's 30-90.
30-90, so you're already at disadvantage to shoot this person because of the range on the pistol. So, it's the disadvantage shot, and I'll give them partial cover, but I'm very happy for you to attempt a trick shot.
Yeah.
I just think it's cool. Oh no, what is it?
Do you want to roll on your thingy?
Oh.
It's getting worse.
No, I don't need to roll on it anymore.
It's just
done.
Worse.
It's all done. We've got it now. It is what it is.
Wasn't me. It was David's idea.
You try and fire a ricochet shot, but seeing everything like this is confusing. You just fire and it thuds into the wall and doesn't bounce anywhere. Just digs into the wall and that's it.
If the wall had been reflective, it would have been fine.
Exactly.
As it was.
Yeah. Exactly. If the wall were a perfect flat surface that was perfectly reflective, you'd have been cool. But no, just fired a shot into the wall.
What are you doing?
They're over there.
Where? What are you?
Aldrin, is that the end of your turn?
I've got a bonus action.
Mm-hmm.
I still can't really. Oh yeah, I know what I'll do. I'm going to bonus action because I'm going to assume that P is going to be charging forth. Sanctuary on P.
You can't cast 2 spells.
Oh, cast 2 spells. Bugger me, it's not a cantrip. Yes. In which case, I could use another channel divinity. I don't think we need it at this point. Nobody's dying desperately. No. I'm just gonna be quite satisfied with what I've done because I feel like it's gonna have leveled some playing field.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, fine. Don't have to use everything we can do. And movement-wise, I'm just gonna sort of step to the side and let P do what P does.
Sure.
Would I have been able to shout out anything?
Sure. Talking's always a free action.
Just simply
Good advertising.
8 foot, crouch down to the left, P.
8 foot.
80 foot.
Oh God.
Right.
Just like simple, clear, and succinct.
It is Cheeky McFuckface's turn.
The character names are getting better and better.
The Minotaur, whose name you don't know yet.
Is that how Aurora? Now I've suddenly stumbled over the name. Is that how they refer to them?
The only person who can see them do anything is Frory. Watching all this happen, they are going to grab. They should just reach down and grab the small person, turn around, move towards the ladder, and are going to basically pull what looks like a sort of corded handle. And as they do, the tunnel just starts to collapse in on itself.
Oh, that was my
Smuggler's
idea.
Tunnel. It's Smuggler's Tunnel. They've all got fail-safes to make it all go. Can you all please make me a dexterity saving throw?
No. Oh no.
Do we have some sort of P bonus?
Yeah, you have a +5.
Yes, you have a P bonus because you're covered in P right now.
I rolled an 8.
Okay.
Oh, and you got the D4.
I'm not sure it's going to save me. I rolled a 9.
Okay.
Wow. 25.
Okay.
19.
Okay.
27.
I'm so sorry. What are we rolling?
Dexterity save.
A dexterity,
Come on, Ed.
right? I see. Sorry. Just.
Come on, Viorica.
What are we doing? 18.
Very nice. Anyone who rolled under a 19 takes full damage. Everyone above a 19 takes half.
You're
damage.
joking.
I am not.
Makes me
It
sad.
is literally like, yeah, ground. What's
How much?
Who else took full damage?
Viorica rolled under a 19.
Can I swap
Frory.
in and take both?
Meets to beats.
You meets to beats. Yes, you could take it for someone because you've got the reaction thing, haven't you?
Yeah, so I could take both of them.
You've got the reaction combat ability.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you have protection? Have you got protection?
What? No, I've got the peace cleric thing.
Oh, the teleporting thing. Oh, I see. Sorry. Yeah, you could take yours. I think because of the visual, it's going to be you trying to hold the tunnel up over Viorica, so Viorica doesn't take the damage while you take both.
Nice.
In which case,
We've been here before.
in which case you'll take 1 full and 1 half.
Why 1/2?
Because you're
2
taking
full.
yours as well.
Yeah, 2 full.
That's 2 full.
I failed 2.
Oh. In which case you take 64 points of bludgeoning damage. And everyone else, apart from Viorica, the other 3, take half of 37, which is
19.
19. No, 18.
18, sorry, yeah.
Because you round down. 18 damage each. You are all restrained as the sides of the tunnel have fallen in and the roof has fallen in, and you're in swampy terrain, so water is pouring in as well, and none of this is secure. You can't sort of go, I'll just make my way back down the corridor. There is no corridor anymore. You are in a right pickle. We're still in initiative. Yes, Liz.
How far did we travel from
50
the
feet down.
trapdoor to where we are now?
50 feet down.
Right. Okay.
It is also your turn, Huxley. Go on.
Sorry, what was the save damage again? Sorry, I missed that.
87.
I'm so sorry. You're right.
37.
18.
No.
You took half.
Ignore me.
You passed.
Oh.
Huxley, it is your turn.
Just working something out.
No.
Seem very happy. about it.
Who looks the most injured? Would it be Frore?
It's probably prosperous now.
It's definitely prosperous.
I'm at 57.
Oh, wow. It's probably for.
Yeah, it's me.
Wow.
Squishy rogue.
Squishy Roger.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get us out of this pickle.
You will know from experience that Aldrin has the capacity to heal all of us up pretty quickly if needed.
Great. So, being the type of wizard that I am, every morning I have written a scroll. It's a part of my scrolly ability.
Yeah.
I've written 2 scrolls in the entire time, one when we started the game and one after our long rest.
That's fine.
The first was Long Strider, the second was Vortex Warp, and their spells in my spellbook.
That's fine.
So what I'm going to do as an action is cast a spell, Vortex Warp, on Frore. Now, it does rely on a con save if you are unwilling. However, if you are willing, you will be teleported to right by the ladder that we came down.
Amazing.
There is current. You're not sure if there even is a ladder anymore because this
Right.
entire thing is collapsing. Vortex, what do you have to see where you're sending someone?
You do? Yes.
I will say that you can catch a glimpse of that end of the corridor just about. There's a small amount of light coming through from where you left the hatch open. So you can just about get Frore to that point. I think that's fine. I'm okay with that.
That's what I would have to do as my action, casting that scroll, to get Frore out of there.
Frore, do you resist?
No.
Cool. As the dirt and debris falls and the entire tunnel starts to collapse over you, and P stands over Viorica, who's just underneath. Frore, you disappear and reappear right by the ladder, looking down into the tunnel. You've still got true seeing up. Actually, it's
No,
no point.
everybody is. Yeah.
Is it a concentration check, David, or is it?
No, it's just a 6th level, so it's just a hit and stay.
How long does
Does that mean? Does that mean
An hour.
Nice.
Wow.
It's a 6th level spell. Like, it'd be really useful if I had word of recall right now. I could take us all back to Baldur's Gate. However, the choices were what they were.
Frore, you can see perfectly, despite there being
Quite
no
how
light
fucked we are.
down here, that everyone else, there isn't a path to walk out anymore. There isn't even a tunnel anymore. They're basically already covered in rock, and there's just more rock falling, and water is going to fill that space very quickly as well. In fact, what you're starting to see is that you can see where the ground above is collapsing inwards.
Oh, Lord.
As a free action, can I just say to Frore, look for a way out, or failing there, any adjacent tunnels?
Are we still initiative, Chris, or are we out of initiative?
We're still in initiative. Thank you, Huxley. Viorica.
So, clutching his gun. So, I've got an idea. There's a lot of rock in between the way of us getting out, isn't there? What if I melt it?
Will you also melt us?
No, that's what I'm. It's a 20-foot radius sphere, so it would clear everything in between us and the thing, because that's how far we've moved.
Worth a try, I guess.
Here goes nothing.
We can only get more dead, so...
Well, exactly. So this is what Viorica does. Unfortunately, how this spell works is there's going to be a.
Oh, nice.
So hocks an enormous loogie through the bass flute and summons a vitriolic sphere just in between us, which means that there is suddenly now whatever it is, 10d. Yes, a great deal of acid.
That's what the situation needed, yeah.
10d4 damage and then 5d4 acid damage at the end of the next turn as well.
So the acid stays.
Yes, we can fly. Some of us can.
The new George R.R. Martin book, Acid and Water and Rubble.
That's how these things work. It's an acid and a base. It's perfect.
Okay, so you throw a ball of acid that explodes up into like very close to Frore and you lot.
5 feet away from both.
Yeah, and you're trying to burn the rock away.
So there was not a path. There shall now be a path. I'm hoping.
Okay. Make an attack roll.
Really? Okay.
It's a visual sphere. It has an attack roll. You have to make an attack roll to cast it.
You got to beat the AC of rock.
Stationary rock.
You point at a location within range, streaks there and explodes.
Oh, this is dex saves from the rock.
Yes.
Fine.
With
the rock
18.
fails its dex save. No, it's
I'm not
fails.
Not at all surprised.
Minus 100 to dex.
No. It technically has a dex modifier of 0, so I could roll something, but it's meaningless. So, right. The acid ball flies out and impacts the rock. This falling rock all around is trying to make a hole, make some space. Roll me the damage and halve it. It's rock. Acid damage designed to hurt flesh.
No. It says. Oh no, sorry, that's the other one. Yes, so it is 10d4 acid damage. That's all.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. So yes. I've never seen that many d4s. Okay. And the total is 32.
Very nice.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's high.
The space between where you came from and where you are now, there is a sort of muffled and
like a massive jelly collapsing.
Yeah, and you can see like bits of the rock in front of that space where the rock is collapsing in are sizzling and burning and shrinking down slightly, but you wouldn't want to go through it. It's clearly like acidy and horrible down there, and also it's created a vacuum which is now being filled by water and more earth because you're underground in a collapsing tunnel. But you know, it was interesting.
I made a space.
You made a deadly space.
Yes.
Good. Prosperous.
Does it look like we could go up? If there's water coming from up, could we make a hole and go up?
You could try.
Should I do that again?
I'm going to throw my sword up.
You don't need to throw. The up is right there.
Oh, okay. I'll poke it. I'll
just going to start chopping with the sword and trying to cut a way out. Cool. Make me some attack rolls.
Do I have to smite the rock?
Yes.
If you want to do divine, I don't think you can. It's not a living creature. Smite has to be a creature.
Right. Sure. One of those was a 17, and one of them was a 27.
Oh my god! You hit the stationary rock.
Do you want me to do my damage to the stationary rock?
Yes, please. I don't think you can smite.
You don't think I can? That's fine. I don't want to smite. It was a waste of spell slots.
Mm-hmm. We're fighting rocks in almost every episode.
At the moment, yes. It's only old branch fingers who isn't one.
That we know of, actually. Branch fingers, there's still time.
An ossifying tree. That's a shame.
Hang on, sorry.
Barris opponent.
Joints.
Corpses.
I like to feel with corpses.
Corpses.
28.
Oh, you just said my brain. Thank you for that. It's going to hold my
43.
43?
43.
Without any radiant follows?
Yeah.
Just from cutting? Just from chop. You've got improved divine smite, haven't you? So it's automatically 1d8 of...
Automatically 1d8 and 1d8 of force damage.
Okay, yeah, because of the sword.
Twice, because I hit twice.
Yeah, so you are just sort of just using it like a shovel. You're sort of like wildly swinging it around. The effect of this is that a lot of the rock and heavier debris you will move aside, but it also means you're getting deluged in swamp water and earth.
Can I try and pull myself up?
Sure, it's very squidgy.
The strength you're going to need.
That's fine, I can deal with the squidge.
I will allow a free athletics check. Go on.
Oh, I'm loving this. All of us are doing different individual things, none of which are helping
anybody.
anybody.
My D4 on that, which makes it a 27.
Wow.
Prosperous, it's like whirlwinds the tunnel above P, at which point it starts pissing swamp water and like loamy chunks and just like a horrible earthen mess. To which P's response is, okay, and just starts climbing through the waterfall they have created.
Amazing.
Great.
Is this where we come out of the pool? Are we going to be climbing?
No, come on now.
That would be
Be
amazing.
an option.
You'd
Just
find
break
the bodies.
out.
We should really go in the pool to, pay our respects. We should probably queue.
Oh, mon Capitan.
I'm not even an anarchist, but I don't think we should.
Flore, you see all of this happen down the corridor with a kind of, well, that's happening.
Thank God you're there.
More swear words.
Sure. The ladder's right there. You can still get out, but you realise the tunnel ahead of you it will collapse into a point where you are unless you skedaddle relatively soonish.
Right. And it's my round as well.
It's your turn, yeah?
Yeah, I get. There's no point making myself a problem, so yeah, I will move myself out. Mm-hmm. Is there a window in the room?
Yeah, if you climb up the ladder back into the room and look out the window, in front of the pub, there's a path which has got gravel and then wood planks over the top of it for the water, and you can see that parts of the swamp around here. There's a definite like suction of water downwards, and there's a house across the way that's just slowly starting to lift.
Oh no!
We're going to be really
more swear words.
You're going to run out soon.
Yeah.
You can hear a faint. Yeah.
We came, we helped. That's all I'm going to say. We're fixing
I'm helping.
Actually, Furry, you're very perceptive. If you follow where the tunnel was and the direction, it would be underneath the keep.
Ah, clever. Right. The old smugglers.
Right. That's Furry's turn. Aldrin.
Roy, can you see any paths nearby?
You can't speak to Furry, and Furry can't speak to you.
No?
Too far away.
Too far away. What you would hear now is.
Well, that would have been worth taking the 10 minutes to cast Rares, but then Detect Magic would have fucked itself.
And you would have been exploded by runes. This was a good choice.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look as if P is making progress with the hacky slashy climby sludgy?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in the roof now.
Yeah.
It's a metal genre, isn't it?
Would you describe the sides of the wall as stone?
The sides of the wall that P has cut stone? No, not at all. Earth, loam, sludge. Yeah. If anything, all of you are now extremely muddy, and we're about to hit the round point where this happened, after which there will be saves for exhaustion for water, mud.
Yep.
Potential drowning.
Yeah, we're on difficult terrain, aren't we?
Yeah.
It's a crazy idea, but it just might work. Water walk on everyone I can see.
What effect is that's clever. Well done.
Okay, what happens with water walk if
it's above?
Can you walk up the waterfall?
So, spell grants the ability to move across any liquid surface such as water, acid, mud, snow, quicksand, or lava as if it were harmless solid ground. Mm-hmm. Creatures crossing molten lava can still take damage from the heat. Up to 10 willing creatures you can see within range gain this ability. If you target a creature submerged in a liquid, the spell carries the target of the surface to the surface of the liquid at a rate of 60 feet per round.
That's an amazing
Fascinating.
So, am I up now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just like.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? The spell grants ability to move across any liquid surface. That's very specific. If you target a creature submerged in a liquid, no. The only person currently in liquid is Prosperous, and submerged is a tough concept when you're basically swimming up a waterfall.
I'd say they're pretty submerged.
I'm going to say
feels quite submerged.
Very damp.
I'm going to say that Prosperous will have advantage on getting out of the hole, And the rest of you, should you want to start climbing, will have advantage on getting out this way as well, because there will be some pressure on you to reach the surface of the water, which you're kind of in, and you're not really fully in liquid. Yeah, I think that's you have given everyone advantage, David. I think that's what this is. Is that okay? I think that works. Yeah.
Yep. I just plan on standing on the water as it fills up until I get out the hole.
Just levitate.
Cool. You will still have to take exhaustion checks because I don't know if there's no reason you would have been. If you're in a swamping tunnel, the problem isn't, the water level, I'll just rise out. It's the water's full of shit. The water things that will brain me or choke me or whatever.
I will be fine if I have one more round.
Cool. All right.
Shall I do something while I'm down here? Yeah, everyone's a bit buggered. Let me just see what I can do.
I do like I do like the acid property of the spell you just cast as well, because that solves the Viorica problem. Any residual acid that's still there.
Just keep moving through it to be fine.
Doesn't it just?
I'm gonna go back to the ladder now. There's no point going up.
You can't get back to the ladder.
I know.
So can I move up to your speed with that? Yeah. Yep. I'm presuming everybody down here I can move around in between.
Yeah. I mean, it's currently very cramped because there's not really a tunnel anymore. It's just wet clods of earth.
Mush.
Yeah, it's something I can do for now. I'm going to use one of my channel divinities to do my Balm of Peace and just move within 5 feet of everyone, even if I have to jump to get within 5 feet of P. Mm-hmm. And everyone will get a 2d6 plus 5 restored hit points.
Hey,
very kind, but completely unnecessary for me.
Yeah. Very necessary for me.
Can I 8 plus 5?
13.
13. I would have used the spell to max it out, but it seems like we want to get out of here pretty soon. But as I say, as long as I'm not buggered by the beginning of my next turn, I'll be fine. Hopefully that'll help some. Does seem like we're.
I don't know what you did, but I feel so much better.
Okay.
Help you to help me.
We pass initiative count 20.
Grab a foot.
Come on up. The water is fine.
You are welcome to grab Prosperous's foot. That's perfectly fine. I have no problem with that. We have cracked initiative count 20, which means everyone has now been in the collapsing tunnel for a round. Can everyone please make me a Constitution saving throw?
I'm brilliant.
Plus 5.
Oh, do we?
Within 10 feet, right?
Yeah.
Plus 5 plus 1d4.
Good lord, my dice hate me today.
Plus 1d4.
14.
Not enough.
No.
15.
Not enough.
Damn.
20. So I want to say plus 5 plus 2. 27.
Yeah, you're fine.
As a man whose constitution is notoriously shit, I've managed to get 26.
Amazing.
Wow.
Yes, I'm actually astonished by that.
Viorica, you're absolutely fine, as is Aldrin. Huxley, P, you both take 1 level of exhaustion.
This isn't going to get better.
As you realise that also the water's slightly acidic for some reasons. Ow!
Ready.
Who?
Although I will say that swamp water tends towards the alkaline, so it's probably cancelling each other out.
Sweet.
Yeah. Right. Good. Huxley.
Right. Can I see any air through the gaps? Are there any gaps above us?
If you look at where P is swimming, you can probably roll me a perception check, because it's all very hard to see anything now because it's all a bit of a higgledy.
Would that be at disadvantage because I'm exhausted?
Yes, it would. Yes.
Damn it.
That's how that works.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Gonna get worse.
That would be 8.
No. You cannot see any air. You can see P's feet. You can just about make out Viorica and Aldrin. All of you are caked in mud and bits of acid and pond scum, and it's all horrible.
Right, looking through, I'm going to use my bonus action to move Stampy upwards.
That's fine.
Past Prosperous.
What's Stampy's speed? And he
30
can,
foot. 30
yeah,
foot.
he can reach the surface. Easy.
Right, okay.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you're not that far
Amazing.
down.
In which case, using Stampy as my
Yes.
eyes with which to cast from, I'm going to use the spell Scatter. So what I can do, the air quivers around up to 5 creatures of my choice, which is you lot, who are currently exhausted and drowning. Please be willing, because what will happen is I can teleport each affected target to an unoccupied space I can see within 20 foot of Stampy's eyes.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to do.
Nice. Take us there.
Because Stampy comes out of the groundwater and you can see the situation, there's now a pretty sizable divot in the ground where water is rushing in, and you might want to avoid certain walkways and
we've made a sinkhole.
You have made a
that
sinkhole.
poor house that's going down. Yeah, we won't go near that.
No, the house that's going, because I rolled for it, the house does like an and then it stops at a really ungainly angle.
Yep. It's impossible to live in now.
No, it isn't. It's perfectly fine.
Okay.
So what happens in this space is it's as if someone's picked up a load of parchment and just chucked it in the air, and as that happens, we all get transported to a safe, hopefully, area above.
Yeah, you can, because you can see through Stampy's eyes, you can choose safe locations. That's fine. All 4 of you appear above ground. You are caked in mud and dirt, and there's pond water everywhere. You couldn't be more caked in mud if you tried.
I'm just gonna lie on the floor. I'm so tired.
I am not a fan of this town.
You will hear a faint and then a sort of almost like a burping pop, which is the last of the air that was down there. It's being expelled out through the water. But the sinkhole is naturally there's a subsidence forming, which will obviously fill with more water from the sides of the swamp. But the swamp is too big for that to be an issue. So you get the sense this is probably going to just be a slightly interesting geographical location. People have come and are everything all right, Harry? What happened with you lot? You appear out of nowhere, look like you've fallen in the bog.
Could you just get some
just fell.
buckets of water, like really big buckets of clean water?
Oh yeah, clean water is hard to come by in these parts.
Any water that's not mud.
Oh, this is
not much of that.
They will go. You're still quite close to the eel bucks, so Wilhand is running out and going, "Oh no! What on earth happened? Let me get you." Take some dish towels. He's using, starts wiping your faces.
All right, mother. I'm fine, thank you.
People will generally be quite helpful because they are quite nice here. Just gonna find water where they can, or find something to wipe you off or clean you or something.
Can we see Ferrari looking out at the window like this?
Ferrari, what are you up to?
Waving.
Still in the Matrix, looking for Agent Smith.
Terrified.
It's the lake house all over again.
From that recent Nat 1, is there anything to ponder as I'm going to just walk down as I've seen them all pop out? I was going to blow the window open and jump down and see if I needed to pull anybody out, but seeing as I've seen them all pop
you know what?
Safely,
you know what?
He's going to walk down the stairs now and almost follow Wilhand.
Where you've reached out to touch the window, the window has a wooden frame. The wood warps and dies.
Oh. Wow.
Not like the whole window just it's just like a small patch, just very clearly calcifies.
That's bad.
Cool. And you'll see Foray I just told her in a very fake smile, but relieved still, but putting on a face just well, it's one way to do it.
Did we learn anything? Where does the tunnel go? What?
Well, my locate creature's still up.
It is.
So I will. Are they in the keep by any chance?
Yeah.
Well, conveniently, they're in the keep.
We could just have gone to the keep.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Are they being hidden by the twins then?
Or do the twins know that they're there?
Well, exactly.
They did say it was a big place. Oh, I wasn't there for that conversation, Mike.
The twins were a bit dodgy, so it's entirely possible that they...
Talking about them, they were fine.
Did the paladin ever disclose exactly which god?
No, she said she wasn't really feeling so faithful anymore.
Huh.
She had a bit of a falling out with her order. Not a falling out, they left on, like, amicable terms.
That sounds like a falling out to me.
We were going to discuss it at dinner.
Anyone else feeling that folks in this town might not be entirely trustworthy?
Huxley, I'm afraid I've ruined your trousers.
Oh, I can't wear them anyway, my love. You keep those on.
Fair enough.
Do you want me to do the thing again? I can try and douse you down?
Yes. Yes, 1,000 times yes.
Fire hose everyone.
Quite tired. Maybe not with as much vigor as last time. You get doused down. I'll do everyone if I can. And myself, I'll just sort of
Oh my god, that's better.
turn around. I've only done the front for Yorick. You have to spin.
Oh, sorry, right, yes. Oh,
Well, the cleaner
better from the back.
crew is on form. Is anybody watching us, Chris?
Yes.
Like suspicious watching us, not just like
No,
locals.
the entire town is just watching you excitedly, and there's kind of a what the heck are these people doing? This is weird, but also a there's something fun going on, and we're watching the fun thing. Like they don't know a huge amount about who you are and what's going on. They're just engaging with these cool people who've turned up and are getting into scrapes.
Yeah,
these shenanigans. Roll me a perception check. And Aldrin, I'm just going to say that you see this.
I could break a 40 though, Chris.
Would you like to roll? See if you break a 40. I'll take your passive if you. I'll take your passive if you roll.
We'll see what happens because I get advantage and I get a +4, so it is technically possible.
Sure, okay.
But it
just
would
do dirty 20 on me.
Well, that's enough. But let's see what high Aldrin is.
No, that's not gonna butter any parsnips.
Okay.
Yeah,
Take
passive
your
higher.
30. Yeah, take your passive. That's fine. You think you see a figure in the window, in one of the windows of the keep, looking out over this situation, but they're too far away to make out any detail.
Interesting.
Or I'll just nod at Aldrin.
Do you
They're
tell us
definitely
that?
in there. Sort of he'll nod at Aldrin and then sort of like, they're definitely in there.
Shall
Or
I
someone.
send Andy to do a circle?
Andy's already been circling. There's no, nothing's changed from an aerial view.
No off switch, yes.
Andy, who's watching us in the castle?
I don't know. Do you want me to do a sweep by of all the windows?
Yeah. Can you go surreptitiously though?
I mean, I can try.
Or if you're not going to be surreptitious, be like as obvious as possible, so it's clear you're not really looking. Do you know what I mean?
Prosperous,
can do
ask
that.
about the octopus.
Did you drop off the octopus, or is it still on you?
Still there.
Still shitting ink everywhere.
I don't have hands, so getting it off the saddle is
Yeah, that was
a
probably a
challenge.
bad plan. All right.
Andy will come back and say, looking in the windows as I go past, there's a couple of figures looking out, but what am I looking for?
I don't know, descriptions.
Massive one and a small one. They're quite drastically different.
Oh, there's a very big person and quite a small person, but not like... They look like humans.
Like, do they look like twins?
It's really hard for me to tell.
Don't
Coro's
say all
eyes.
humans look the same.
I didn't say.
Cora's eyes widen massively as he gets his handbook out and goes, The two twins, were they one rather drastically larger than the other one?
Yeah. No. And a minotaur.
I like this idea, though. That's clever.
Yeah.
Well, you can disguise self
Exactly.
a foot taller than
Yeah,
you actually are. Or a foot smaller than you actually are, I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
I mean, one of them was a lot hencher than the other one.
Exactly. I think this company has got that idea and they're not going to let go of it.
Kind of thing we used to do.
I will say, if you wanted to rest before your dinner invitation, there's just about enough time left in the day for you to have a rest in your rooms in the tavern before you go, if that's what you want to do.
Short rest.
I would quite like
Long.
a long one.
Absolutely.
I always like to prepare myself before these fancy occasions.
Yeah, freshen up, recover some hit points.
You're welcome
That's what
to.
we do.
You can do light activity if there's anything else you want to do around town or anyone you want to question or talk to.
Yes,
that's
there is
perfectly
someone I would like to question.
What?
As the person who usually skips the long rest by accident, I would really like to take this.
That sounds convenient then. In which case, if you want to head back, we'll help make the rooms available to you so you can easily go and chill out in the rooms. Or
have a shower or a bath?
Neither.
Or a bucket?
There's a bucket.
Okay.
But yes, you are welcome to use the facilities and even talk to Wilhand if you wish to. But we'll come back to all of that after the break. See you all in 5:10, everyone.
Resting the break. Bye.
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, and beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum test.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets with an exclamation point characters in Twitch chat below.
check out our wonderful supporters, Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com. Hello everyone, and welcome back. So, the party survived nearly being drowned in Blackwater. Right, but then they're fine now. Everything's fine. How are you? So, the party now have the chance to long rest before their dinner plans this evening and a chance to really probe the Tolstoffs. In the meantime, there are a couple of small things they wanted to do. I will allow that you can have like conversations with each other and that sort of thing as part of a long rest. As this is not a sleep for 8 hours. This is a taking a break and resting and recuperating before the evening's events. What would everyone like to do? You're currently outside the pub. You can obviously use your rooms and that sort of thing. I've got something if no one else wants to dive in first.
I think go for it.
Thank you. Viorica.
Mm-hmm.
What's your passive perception?
12, I think.
And you wouldn't have noticed. Perfect. Flore and Aldrin, you would both have noticed. There was a figure standing in the doorway of the pub briefly, who you haven't seen around town before at all. Wearing saffron yellow robes, and with just saffron yellow robes and like a lot of what looked like jewelry or weaponry that seemed to be made of metal. When they were watching as you lot all teleported out, and people going, "Oh, you're West Country noises," and As you did, they stepped back inside the pub. So you would have noticed this slightly mysterious figure. But beyond that...
Right, getting changed is rather pointless here, but shall we go inside? I feel like we should at least rest before this dinner.
Sounds like a good idea.
Fine. Thank you for the soaking. This is the cleanest I've felt in a long time.
Anytime. It's what I
Right.
do, apparently.
Yes.
If all of you are heading inside, relatively exhausted by the events of the last couple of hours, you can head up to your rooms. There's no problem at all. Aldrin, Flore, again, this figure is on the other side of the bar, watching as you all walk in and head upstairs, and appears to be focusing a bit on Viorica, but no quick reaction as such, and Viorica does not notice.
No. I'm so moist, so very moist.
And Huxley and Prosperous are both exhausted, so I'm assuming they're just like, meh, meh.
Just like following Flore.
Okay.
I feel like Viorica's talking to Huxley, and Huxley's trying his best to get on with the conversation, nodding, not listening. Absolutely.
This is why I don't like tunnels. That it's so difficult. And this is the last time when we were underneath the houses in Baldur's Gate. It was all, and then it's just waffling about previous experience.
I couldn't agree more. Yes.
Exactly.
Aldrin, have you noticed what I'm noticing?
Yep.
Just under my breath.
Seems like there's a lot of strange folks in these parts.
Viorica, just do me a favor and glance over to the bar. And then, when you're ready, try to be subtle.
Sorry, there was a glitch. I didn't get what you actually wanted me to do.
Viorica, I noticed I did a totally wrong accent as well. Viorica, just glance over to the bar and then, be subtle about it.
All right, what am I looking for?
They were near the corner near the bar. Yeah. Whatever it is that is looking at you or taking a fair interest in you.
All right.
Interesting.
Wow, that is not subtle at all.
Viorica is not a subtle person.
Do you want to roll for subtlety?
Insert swear words.
What am I? I mean, is there a subtlety roll? What am I?
Deception or performance, I would allow as well.
Hooray! I can definitely do either of them. That's fine. Let's do that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're kidding. Oh, okay, that is. I thought I'd roll the natural one. 22.
Right. You can hide the whole looking over by scratching, looking out the window or something. Like you
just about.
As you turn and look, the figure at the end of the bar very quickly looks down in a kind of
okay.
Roll me a history check. In the meantime, are the people going upstairs, staying to watch what happens?
27 on the history check.
Standing directly behind Foray. Waiting.
Take a very, very casual seat on the stairs, just sort of like.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch Viorica's back, but like, give Viorica the space.
I think I'll sit behind Aldrin on the next stair above and just lean against the wall.
Yeah. If we're sitting on the stairs, like lying half reclined up the stairs.
It's beginning to look like a portrait. Anyway, did you mean saffron robes?
You rolled 27 on history.
Yeah.
It's your brother.
Oh. So, yes, the reaction is looking around with the... That's my... That's my brother. I didn't realize he was still alive.
This is the fire, brother?
Worse than that. He and my other
Dead.
sibling.
Sorry.
He and my other...
Sorry. I'm really tired.
I think P and M are both...
No roll they required, yeah.
He and my other sibling were there when my mother was killed, and they did nothing about it. So I
Would you like us to beat him up for you?
hang on. Thank you. I need to think about this. Let's get upstairs, shall we? I presume he's looking for me. If he can find me, then that's fine.
I think he'll be able to find you upstairs because we're clearly going upstairs.
Would you like me to just keep an eye on him, or
if you're
stay clear?
No, I think if you just give me fair warning when he's coming, if you can.
Right. Understood. Foray will just do the classic disappear into the corner of the tavern and sit at a table.
Wait, did you just give him license to stay down here?
Maybe.
Rory! Get your ass upstairs.
That's a very good point. No, Ferrari, I think we'll be fine for the moment.
Right. Well played.
It wasn't even a play. It was just like, hang on, something wrong is happening. Let's
All right, I'll come.
Let's go up.
Flory and Prosper are heading upstairs. Viorica, you going upstairs as well?
Yes.
It's Wilhelm.
Just before Viorica does, I could ask Stampy to stay behind.
No, I don't want to arouse his suspicions.
Stampy's quite stealthy.
Very well. You really want to send Stampy?
Stampy blows.
He's not stealthy at all.
That's all.
Just a pair of
Stampy's
eyes through the
version of
ceiling.
watching over someone would be Jaden just being sat there and just...
I seem to have developed a growth. Who knows? It's fine. Let's just go up. I think I need to not be near him for a little while. But let's see what happens.
Just tell us what you need.
Thank you. I will. Oh, that's got a big
go upstairs.
So you all head upstairs? You've all got separate rooms if you want them.
I'll pass the keys out that I got from Wilhand.
And Viorica is going to go into his room, be alone for a little while, and then come out and go into Ferrari's room. It's not that I...
If you're alone, then I'm pretty sure that Prosperous is in Ferrari's room going, what is going on?
Fuck?
Is everyone else also in Ferrari's room? Because Huxley is definitely invested in this.
Huxley will try to be sneaky outside the door.
I just pictured Huxley passed out on the bed while we're all talking.
Gonna respect Ferrari's wish for privacy, unless of course I have the room adjacent to Ferrari's, in which case I'll probably hear through the wall anyway.
I think it's fair to say that it doesn't matter if you were having this conversation in the next county, you'd still be able to hear what was being said.
Ferrari's not hiding anything, and with your passive, you're welcome. In fact, almost. He needs you, so he's not going to say that. He's still a little too proud for that, but he does need Aldrin, especially at this point.
I think Huxley would go into Aldrin's room to talk specifically about Ferrari to Aldrin. I can't help but feel that a lot of people need you. I needed you, and it seems Viorica is going to be in need of someone too. Don't stretch yourself too thin.
It's nice of you to be concerned, but very much my purpose in being here is to be needed and to fulfill that need if it's within my power to do so.
Just make sure you look after yourself. You're the important one, and then you can help others if you're okay. But if you're not okay, you can't. You know what I'm trying to say.
I'm imagining this said face down into a pillow.
Emphatic arm gestures.
That's amazing.
You know what, Hux? You might just be one of the best folks I ever did meet.
I would say the same to you as well. I would hug you as well, but I cannot get up from my current position. I might sleep here, Aldrin, if that's okay. You can have my room.
Well, if you're sure that bed's big enough for you.
His feet are just over the end.
I'll make do.
And all right then, and listen, just so you're more comfortable going to sleep and such, I assume you won't mind if I just do a brief little incantation here, and purely for flavor, because there's 0 point considering we're going to have a long rest.
However,
just a greater restoration.
Oh, lovely.
Oh,
Which
does that
will-
remove?
It removes one level of exhaustion.
Oh shit. Okay, nice. Huxley the ears will prick up, and the hair will kind of stand on end just a little bit, and I'll shake off a little. I feel better already. Thank you.
Take
We
care of yourself, Hux.
Would struggle without you. You know that, right?
Well, the feeling is very much a mutual one.
I'll go back to my room now. I'll leave your bed how it is. There's a bit of a dent in that. I'm going to leave now.
It's quite pretty as well.
I've surely slept on worse.
You'll have to tell me that story later. Something to do with Baldur's Gate, I'm sure.
In the meantime, Ferrari, Prosperous has gone into his room, and Prosperous, you have joined Ferrari.
Look, I gave you a day to do it your way. Investigation, figure out what's going on. But now you start flinching when people touch you, and also you're being really weird.
Yeah, well, I found out quite a lot in a day. One would say I've had impressively bad luck, and that seems to have, for some reason, sped up information gathering quite quickly. If things touch me, I hurt in the brain, and it's incredibly painful. And could I have picked a piece of grass from the floor before I'd come up?
Sure.
Can I hold the grass and then put my fingers around it?
It's already dead. You picked it up.
Well, yeah, but it's still green. Would it not wither?
When you picked it up, it withered.
Would it have? I've got my tongs.
So you subtly, during all of this, went. Whoop, and,
I can make
hey,
a
Mike! Oh, look! There's a
sleight of
flower.
hand.
There's a flower pot on the windowsill with a swamp flower growing in it very prettily.
There we go.
Nice assist. I'll
You're
take
very
it.
welcome.
And now this, and he will hover his hand over the nice pot on the windowsill.
It does a proper Disney.
I think I would prefer not to.
Please.
Right? Do you maybe want to wait for Aldrin to be here? Just so we've got
I
a
can
third.
heal myself.
At this point, Viorica enters. I was just.
Touch.
Oh,
Right. Okay. Foray, you take.
Oh, it's alright. Okay, I'll do the rest. Just after.
2 points of psychic damage.
now's the time for self-harm.
Prosperous, you take 8 points of necrotic damage.
Ooh.
Is this before or after the long rest?
Before.
I'm assuming after.
Well,
before.
during.
I mean, it stings, but it's not horrific.
Yeah, but you're.
That would have killed a commoner.
Do not touch my horse.
Your horse is not a commoner. Your horse has more hit points than some of the party.
For the sake of Viorica, is there a second really lovely plant that's on the windowsill?
No, but I can see that there is a dead plant.
What has happened is you've walked in just as Foray and Prosperous touch hands, and Prosperous has gone, ow, like there's a tingling, and Foray's winced and pulled away again. That's what you've walked in on.
I mean, it's going to put a dent in your love life.
What?
Aye. Well, love life. Was there any visual, like black tendrils running through veins, like any quite obvious necrotic-esque visual, or was it just like purely just pain and sensation?
You got a visual, a slight visual, which P would have got as well, a little bit like Ephemera's spores.
Is Ephemera haunting you? Because we can go find her and kill her.
Yes, totally.
I don't know, but I've heard Ephemera's voice in my head multiple.
She didn't strike me as super cursy.
No,
but she was also super fucking mad at me.
She was very cross with you.
That is true.
Slightly unfairly, in my opinion, but you know.
Well, that's a whole other thing to unpack. Let's worry about the fact that I can kill people by touching them. Although that is a handy trick.
Depending.
I mean, you can touch things we don't want to be alive.
Exactly.
So
how are we going to stop this?
Don't know, because there's a very strong correlation that it's getting very bad.
Okay. I mean, I could ask Shantae, we could ask Aldrin to ask Tiamora, and Viorica, you could ask Lathander.
Yeah, exactly. I definitely.
I feel like gods might be the only choice, seen as your power of removing such things does not seem to have made any effect in the slightest.
I'd only have to wait for the dawn. I'm sure I could.
I had to choose between you and the egg, and at the time, I felt like the egg was more at risk. Perhaps that was the wrong choice.
No, the sake of the entire Golden Fields, I think, does come into a slight priority there. I wouldn't worry about that. You know, you keep telling me not to play the blame game, then we should not walk down that path. I'd like if you two agree. Quite like to bring Aldrin into this conversation.
Yes.
Aldrin! Aldrin!
From the room next door, you hear, "Yep."
Oh, may have been here all the time. Oh well.
No privacy in these rooms.
No.
Well, I mean, even if Aldrin was on the other side of the building, there'd still be no privacy.
What are the walls made of, Chris? Just because if it's stone, I might do something cool.
They're made of stone.
Thank you. Aldrin will just
This one's a supporting wall.
Yeah, Aldrin will just stone shape the wall into a doorway and just walk through.
There's a door. There's adjoining doors for all of these rooms. That was specifically asked last episode. You created a door where there was no door next to a door.
Aldrin knows he's about to sleep, and it's just like, yeah. Someone mentioned Tamora and clerical powers and such like.
Tux with you.
Huxley at that point, I think, would have just exited Aldrin's room, would have heard you ask for Aldrin and poked his little head in and said, "Oh, is it Aldrin that you're out?" And then see Aldrin walk through.
March to the door, yes.
So I'll be poking my head in.
Look, we're all here. Let's all gather in. I think we do need to talk about this.
Does
Ray is
seem like
cursed.
something of a pickle.
Don't touch him.
Yes.
Yeah. No. In fact, maybe let's start playing a good old social distancing practice.
What's that? I've never heard of it.
You want some gloves or something?
Mask, perhaps?
Gloves. I don't know if I'm pretty sure I'm not infectious.
Can we try and fix it instead of like barricading Flory off from the world?
Curse, you say?
Aye.
Removing it does not work.
How did you get said curse?
He jumped into a massive pool of water that Orcus had cursed.
Wasn't a good idea.
Took an entire blast. Was it from the wand directly, or was it from the cultists casting?
The cultists enacted a magical ritual around the pool, and in doing so, made the pool water turn black.
And to take the final direct hit instead of the very important item we were protecting, I decided, in a very clever move, to directly take the blast instead.
It was very heroic.
Aye.
Very good.
How long ago was this?
2 weeks.
I'd say 2 weeks and 2 days and 6 hours.
And when would you say this curse started manifesting in the way that it now is?
To be honest, it's begun. I've had subtlety. I discussed it briefly with Prosperous about collecting evidence, as I like to do. And I've seen things, animals like to watch me. Other voices in my head. I had quite a upsetting encounter with a previous member of our group, and I have a tendency to hear her voice occasionally. But I'm not entirely sure that it actually is her. I believe it is the curse enacting punishment and abuse onto my mind, not direct.
Would seem about right to me, friend. Is that okay to touch you not on the skin?
I think that would be the best idea, but try to stay away unless necessary.
We haven't tried it yet. Hang on. I'm just going to tap Flory's jacket.
It's a nice jacket.
Yeah, no, you're fine.
I don't want to give you false hope because I have some suspicions, although I imagine many of us here can seek answers in other ways, but generally speaking, everything I was taught, a curse laid by a god can only be removed by a god. But nonetheless, let's give it a whirl and cast Greater Restoration.
Nothing happens.
That's what I suspected.
3 gods is better than 1. We could try getting them on the line.
Exactly.
I would say so. That would
good idea.
seem the optimal choice.
I mean, I have ceremony prepared. I can do it now.
Shall we? Let's begin with a god.
Right.
Why not?
Do you need privacy
No.
for this?
Shantae doesn't care.
Very well.
I'll need a little bit more time for myself, so you go right ahead. Hopefully you can find the answers.
Just going to give everybody a small handful of sunflower seeds. Yeah. Please do eat them. And I'm going to sit on the floor and put them on my sword, which is how I eat mine. I'm going to summon Shantae.
Nice.
as you do this, everyone else, you're just eating sunflower seeds and you have no idea what P's doing. And Prosperous, as you sit there with the sunflower seeds and start nibbling on them, this time appearing still like a halfling, Shantae will walk over and plonk down in front of the sword.
Right, first things first.
Hello.
What was the last thing I said to Kenna?
You told her to keep them safe.
Okay, good.
Are you testing me?
One of the times I spoke to you recently, you weren't you.
Yes. All right.
I'm just checking that you're not Orcus, that's all.
Right.
You're not Orcus, are you?
If I was, I probably wouldn't tell you.
Well, no, but like he was a little bit smug and you're not smug, so...
Well, thank you, I try my best.
Flore's cursed.
Yes.
Can I help with that?
I mean, there are ways you could help, but I'm not sure you'd want to.
No, I think I want to.
Well, it would require a large magical... It's more than something that any of your compatriots can do, I believe, but it is something in the purview of others if you ask them to help.
That was very cryptic.
It's one of the most powerful pieces of magic in the multiverse. A few people can cast it, but not very often, and when they do, there's a chance they'll never be able to cast it again. So you'd have to find a way of accessing a wish.
Right.
Because otherwise it is the touch of a demon prince, and it is the touch of death.
So you're saying we need to go kill Orcus?
I mean, that would be one way of dealing with it, but that's
Right.
considerably harder than the first option.
You said we have to find someone who can cast Wish.
Yes,
You
there are...
said very few people in the world can cast Wish, and those who do might not want to because they might never be able to cast it again.
Yes, but that's a good handful of people, whereas Orcus is
we
one
could just go
demon.
and kill Orcus. I don't see what the problem is.
You always were the one to want to deal with things directly, so
Do I know anyone who can cast Wish?
interesting. I don't think so.
What about, like, Anton?
Oh no, Anton can't.
Okay.
I think we're all quite pleased that's the case, but he might be able to relatively soon, but not for an extended period of time, I presume.
What about Ashra?
I don't think Ashra could at the moment either, no.
All right.
If any of your friends is likely to have learned how to cast Wish by this point, it's Milk, but even I don't know where Milk is.
No, Milk's very good at not being around.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Great.
It's likely that this is going to get worse. It will probably kill him before you can hunt down and kill a demon lord.
Well, that's just not an option.
All right. I will try and find other ways.
Can you not fix it?
Just like this? No. No, I can't.
Wow. If he does die, where would he go?
Well, he would, wherever his belief took him.
All right.
I don't make that choice.
No, I know. Can you go between the different death places? Or are you stuck in the one you landed?
Well, normally you have a sort of draw, and you stay there.
I know, but what if someone you really like is in a different one?
I mean, depending on who's in charge of the individual afterlife, maybe they'll be kind.
How do you feel about it?
Oh, you know me. I prefer to be kind over being cruel. Unless the person that you wanted to see was, wanted to worship Orcus, for example. That would be a very difficult one to
It's
swallow.
Frore. Frore doesn't worship Orcus.
Who does Frore worship?
I have no idea.
Well, that's an option too. Anyway, I'll see if I can find a better solution for you. But I can't interact with your world that directly.
No, I get that. How's the bishop doing, by the way?
Oh, fine.
I didn't get the chance to ask you last time, and I'm really curious still. Do you actually speak with him?
Yes.
And you tell him to not rock the boat?
Oh, I see. Yes, but he took it a bit further than what I was offering.
Right, okay. I understand. It's been bugging me for weeks.
Well, I don't... The way we talk is not the way I talk to other people who worship me.
Oh, why? This is really nice.
You're very direct, so I'm very direct. He wants flowery peace, so I give him flowery peace.
Oh, do you do like the fishes maybe moving in the direction that you want them to?
Yeah. Something like that. Cool. She will depart.
Who do you worship for, eh?
What? Did you just... What just happened?
Oh, Shantae was here. Could you not see her?
I wonder if Frore.
time passed.
I wonder if Frore could with the ethereal, true everything sees.
Oh!
Just for that split second.
Probably not, because it's all in a mind space over a real space, but
I imagine I most likely fall under Chontea's influence mostly, but I wouldn't really insult Chontea by claiming to be a devout.
But like,
follower.
if you were dead, you think you'd go to where Shantae is?
I feel like I'd most likely end up with judgment, and judgment most likely would decide if I deserve to end up with Chontea or not. I don't know if it'd be a direct path.
Okay.
But yeah, the only other weddings I've ever been to, Chontea. The only other, festival services, Chontea. So it's, it's what I know.
Okay.
Service is still service.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Looking at P with a kind of...
Why?
Oh, well, if you die, I'll know where to find you.
What?
So, reading between the lines, your answer is death.
Oh, no, Shantae said...
I wasn't even between the lines.
Shantae said we could go find someone who can cast Wish, which I don't know anybody who can cast Wish, apparently.
Good point.
And not even Anton can cast Wish, which is disappointing. And the other option is that we go and kill Orcus, which, I'm all for.
Me too. But
I wouldn't be upset about that, but would that not mean that we have to go into the very...
Yeah, we'd have to go to the Abyss, I think. But Shantae said that was quite the extreme option, and that we should try and find someone who casts Wish first, because otherwise you might die.
Would I know... would I know that jinns, genie, stuff like that, some of them are capable, or sometimes have them?
Yeah, but
like other creatures.
I don't want to suggest that that's a good idea.
Just pop over to an elemental plane and see how it goes.
Sure. Yeah. Genies love giving their limited wishes away.
I don't mean to interject. I don't know the spell per se, but if we were to find a spell scroll, I could give it a go.
You'd be No, I wouldn't.
I would be risking it. Would be the scroll, I think, that would cast the spell, not me, so to speak.
Well, Huxley, you definitely know someone who can cast Wish.
oh yeah.
I do? Oh, the butt stuff.
Yeah.
I know my backstory. I was like, the head librarian?
No.
No.
I trained under one of those powerful wizards in the world. That's right. Do I someone who knows which?
I didn't train with them though. I just learnt the spells from the library books.
Well, you've seen
Anyway,
them. You've seen them.
So there is the black staff. I've seen many black staffs. I can't quite remember the current name of the current one.
Vajra Safar.
Vajra Safar, or Vajra as they pronounce in different regions.
No, they don't.
Do you know them? Could we?
She's very nice.
Okay.
Much nicer than the last one. I could certainly ask. It's not something that she gives up often, but she might be able to write me a scroll, or if she's willing, she could do it.
If she could cast it, we could do that service for her.
I'm sure she'd be happy to take that on.
Wonderful.
I could ask her tomorrow, in fact, or whenever we wake up next.
Are we?
You're having a long rest now, so you could effectively.
Yeah. So I can cast sending and have a word with the black stuff.
Be my guest, but I'm not entirely sure what some common ex-sheriff is gonna sort of gain to you. But
Service of the
it's
shepherds.
worth a try. Well, yeah.
The Blackstaff isn't part of the Lords of Irons, is she?
Yeah.
Ah. Oh well.
We'll do it anyway.
Let's see. 1,000,000 to 1 chance. It might just work.
Well, let me just compose my words, and I'll have a conversation. Yes.
Anyone else want to do anything in particular during your long rest?
You happen to have a blank scroll there, Hux?
I'm sorry, I was composing my letter to the... Yes, I do. I have many, many within my robes. Let me just acquire one for you. There you go.
Well, I mean, if Shantae can't necessarily help one of her faithful, I don't think this will work, but...
She said she would look, but there's only so much they can do because, they're trapped behind the veil and they're not allowed to interfere directly with the us.
Sometimes it is possible to tap into a more direct communion, but this has escaped me thus far. But with your permission, folks, I'll give it a go.
Yes, give it a try.
You might want to stand back a little bit. And Aldrin will begin channeling divine power in an attempt to form a direct conduit to his god via divine intervention.
You know what to do. Roll the D100.
Yep. 12 or less.
12 or less.
Oh, that was so close. Oh, that's a 14.
Oh.
Close.
Aldrin briefly glows, almost gem-like, with yellow, white, radiant light, and then nothing happens.
Oh.
Sorry, my friend. It was worth a try.
So close. Fingertips touch divinity.
Can you do that again?
Takes quite a lot out of me, but I can try again once we've had our opportunity to rest.
Cool.
May have a more immediate need for it. Not that I doubt our capacity to attend this dinner and avoid being the main course, if you take my meaning. But
it's fine. I'll stand in front of you if needs be.
well, all right then. I suspect that was my best course of action, but we'll find a way to help you out, Ferrari. Don't doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
All of y'all, anything I can do anytime you come have a word, I do what I can.
Thank you.
Yes.
Can you get rid of mud?
If you get me a brush and some elbow grease, sure as shooting, but
I can do that one myself.
wizards I knew back in the day, they would be more inclined to spread a little filth rather than clean it. Hey, you know what I mean?
Not really.
Yeah, okay.
You made things dirty?
Mainly our hands.
You made your hands... I don't think I suddenly regret this conversation.
Is everyone taking that long rest? Anything else they want to do during that
Yes.
time? Low-level activity is, of course, fine. Huxley.
Sorry, yes. So I'll be getting out a bit of copper wire, and wrapping it around my ear, and about to talk into the other side.
Liz,
I'm ready
can I just note that
Yes.
it is particularly amusing to me that you have a headset on and you set it on the other side.
Because I normally talk on this side. It's
Oh,
more-
right, okay.
Huxley, why is one of your teeth blue?
Vajra, it's Huxley. The shepherds are in trouble. One is cursed. To fix, wish is the only spell. Could you help us, please?
You wait. About 30 seconds later. Hi, Hux. I can't say I fully remember meeting, but always nice to hear from a fan. I'm sorry to hear your friend is having trouble. Come here whenever.
Ow.
Rory, Vajra Safar herself has said yes. We can go to the Black Staff, and I could go there anyway, but you can come with me.
At some point.
She
At
did
some
not
point.
say yes.
I think Huxley would believe that she did.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, babes. Okay.
Yeah. Although she may have been lying.
So difficult to tell these days.
Oh, the roleplay.
Then you don't get the inflection, so it's very hard to tell. And she said, "Come anytime." So
She did say come anytime.
Did she not?
No, she did say come anytime. That's
Oh,
she
sorry.
definitely ended with that. Jeez.
Sorry.
although she didn't seem to know who I was, maybe she's under a spell. Maybe she's cursed.
Yeah.
My only worry is if we leave, what happens to this place?
That's true.
One thing I would like to do as well before we do retire, I have another spell I can use to find out a little bit more information about where we currently are, if it's considered legendary. Now, given the history and given the conversations we were having with the twins, it sounds like there is some lore about this place, and I don't know if they've told us everything. If we're going to go and speak to them, I'd like to have as much knowledge as we can get, really. What do you think?
Good idea.
Certainly seems like that castle and their necromancer grandfather had some mythical qualities about them.
Now, I'm wondering if Blackwater itself should be the subject, or Edwin, Tolstov, or the castle. They all seem connected. In fact, they certainly are. But
What
I have
about
to
the
be quite
pond?
specific. Pond. That feels like a new addition. But maybe it is legendary.
I think it is legendary. The old branch fingers said that they'd been there forever.
Holy Pond of Eldath, touched by Cyric's corruption. Well,
It's a weird...
Hmm.
It's a weird Eldath pond. I thought Eldath ponds were like clear and you can see weapons in them, not like here's where we throw all our dead bodies.
Yep, Cyric is one nasty bastard.
Well put.
Well, I'll ask about the pond, I suppose. I can cast it twice, so... Yeah, Huxley's going to get rid of the copper wire, put that away, and then get some incense out in Frore's room. Sorry, Frore, that's going to linger for a
What's
while.
happening?
Did the pond have a specific name?
You didn't ask.
I can't just say the pond.
The pond in Blackwater would suffice.
Fine. The pond in Blackwater will be what I say.
Okay.
As I cast legend lore, if
Yeah,
anyone's wondering what I'm doing.
Work that out. You see this pond. It's darker than the water around it. Even before there are buildings here, it's darker than the water around it and darker than the spaces around it. And the tree, branch fingers, is always there. And you get a sense of always, which is kind of unnerving to you because you're almost seeing the village vanish and time periods pass back and this tree just sat there in the middle of this dark, dark pond. Your mind's eye dips beneath the surface and there are hundreds of pieces of corpses interwoven into the root system of the tree underneath it. Quite a few of the bones have become quite soft and are decaying, but the roots of this tree clearly hold down a considerable number of dead bodies, a considerable number of dead things. However, you do get a ringing through you that there is a holiness to it. This is not an unhallowed space. If anything, it may even be a hallowed space.
Interesting.
You see a variety of different peoples reverentially placing bodies in the water and the roots slowly rising up and pulling the body below. And again, you see it passing through time of various different groups, all taking part in this. You then see figures that you recognize. Edgar and Keterin placing, it's a sack. It's been like they've done the best they can, but they describe their mother being frankly eviscerated, so there's no like perfect corpus. She is placed. The roots again do what they do, but as the roots go down, you follow the corpus. And it is being nestled amongst weird, jagged metal machinery and all very sort of Frankensteinian, like lots of those sort of orbs and like rings and that sort of thing that are now littering the bottom of this space. And as your mind's eye goes to the bottom again, you still see that the whites of the bone is very stark against the black water. You see that every single surface, everything under here, is crawling with maggots and creepy crawlies and insects, all moving, and there's a malice and viciousness to them that you do not understand, and you snap out of the vision. Legend.
It's a good spell. I will try and relate all of that as best I can. Isla's wrote bits down, but you heard Chris. So the pool has always been there, as has the tree, and I feel the tree knows more than the tree is letting on. Old branch fingers.
I won't be able to remember. It's been there all the time.
It is hallowed. It is not unhallowed, but at the bottom, the maggots were there.
That's
Very vicious.
You would all know that maggots and creepy crawlies don't tend to live at the bottom of pools of water, so it probably isn't literal.
it's one thing.
But there was machinery as well, and I don't know if that relates to the noise that Aldrin and Fror, you heard a noise out to sea.
Oh yes.
The plot thickens, no?
That tree has been here forever. However long forever is. The amount of time that this town has been here, before that, after that, the tree, I think, will always be here.
Curiouser and curious.
Do you think the tree is the undead thing?
Well, isn't part of it dead? Do I remember that part of the tree was dead?
I asked a question about this, and I can't remember why I got the answer, but the answer was that was not the undead thing.
Yeah, the tree wasn't the thing that gave the undead ping. It exists in a liminal space between life and death. Hard to categorize exactly what that tree is, because it's not entirely...
Yeah.
No, it's entirely here, but it's not entirely categorizable.
Oh, it is? Okay. Fine.
This, my friends, would seem like what we call a morally gray area.
A good thing?
Everyone around here seems to know a lot more than they be letting on.
It's the small village mentality. I've come across it plenty of times in my investigations. To be honest, half the time, they always end up saying anyway. They'll keep quiet, but in the politest way possible. Usually they're not smart enough to avoid clever questions.
Never underestimate small village folk, Rory.
Well, no.
I don't think we have so far.
They've spun me around in circles plenty of times.
Depending. What were you going to say?
I feel like half an apology is due. We've skipped straight over something that I believe is still quite important.
It needn't be.
Well,
it's only if they're a threat. If he is a threat, then I think we can stop him. When I thought about it, I went into my room to be alone, and I realized that being alone was the worst thing. I thought I'd been left alone because, well, the house burnt down and everyone was dead. But the fact that he's turned up again, I can't possibly imagine what he wants with me. I don't have anything for him, certainly. But if there is something important, then I dare say I would talk with him. But if I can avoid it and stay with you guys, that would be much better from my point of view.
Do you want one of us to go down and ask? I'm really good at small talk, and I'm sure Aldrin and Ferroy are also really good at small talk.
Or let's play a little game. You're a magical master leader. You're powerful, and we are in service to you. And you can use that in whatever way you want to pull a little bit of influence, let's say, over him. It depends on what angle you'd like to go to. We'll play whatever.
I have never been the powerful one in any relations I've had with him. That would be amazing. Thank you very much indeed.
I am your humble servant.
Stand behind you and look threatening.
That would be amazing. Yes, I can go down with my posse. This would be perfect.
Trap him in a sphere and you can bounce him around some.
Well, let's if we could keep that in the back pocket, I think that would be excellent.
I'm just playing your loot there, Viorica. We got your back.
Anyway, yes, thank you.
Are you heading downstairs?
Oh, ever so slightly distracted. Well, have we had the rest yet?
You are having the rest. As long as there's no strenuous activity, I will allow that this counts as a long rest. If you want to have conversations and that sort of thing, I'm not going to pressure you.
Okay. Well, that's what I think. The thing is, I prefer to finish the rest and go down, and it'd be the first thing we do when we go down.
Oh, I see. If you finish the rest and go down, then I will give you this, Ed. He won't be there.
Let's go. If you would back me up, go down and confront him. I think it's the only way, otherwise I'll just be worrying about it for the rest of time.
You think he might mean you harm?
I don't know.
You won't get very far.
Exactly. That's why if I could be in a position of strength for once, that would be pretty perfect. Thank you. Right. Come on, gang. Posse? Yes, let's go.
Do you
After
walk
you,
with a
master.
I think Fiora could quite like that, but
I didn't
Ed
know you liked it that way.
You don't know my depth so well. So, therefore, Viorca is going to go to the. The problem is that there's a certain amount of regression now that the brother is back, and so a little bit of the diva comes out, and so Viorca quickly nips into his room, and comes out in a long cloak with a hood and all of that kind of stuff to go to the top of the stairs and make a bit of an entrance because he's now got the thing behind him.
That's fine.
Aldrin will speak the command word so that his armor now approximates a servant's livery.
Nice.
All right.
Nice. What's the name again? My profoundest apology. Jaden.
Shaden. Cheydin. Yep.
What is wrong with you?
What?
Why would you spell it like that?
Right. Okay, if you want to know, Tharaval and Shaden are Viorica's older siblings whose parents are both elves, so they have very flowery elvish nobility names. Viorica was adopted, and Viorica has a name that is associated with religious stuff because of the whole... A lot of thought goes into these names, okay? Time and thought.
I enjoyed it, but I do see what you mean.
You say that like you don't know that Jim is spelled Gdim.
Just very quickly, as we're going downstairs, Huxley will say to Viorca, what I'm going to do is pretend to be your scribe. I'm going to write down everything that happens in this conversation as a way of perhaps making you look very important, of course, but also maybe putting your brother on a slight edge.
Absolutely. You shall be my amanuensis. Let's do that.
I will.
Shaden! And it will just be a call out into the room.
Shaden is still sat in the same place at the bar. There's only about 10 people in here. Mm-hmm. And we'll look up as you come downstairs, and we'll sort of awkwardly stand as a... It's something you've not seen from your brother before. Yes. He will stand in deference. It's very much a stand because it's polite, because that's what happens when someone walks in. And in which case, because he reacted well, as it were, I'm going to go up to him and not try and make a scene, but... Mm-hmm. I never thought I'd see you again. I never thought I'd see you again. This is a pleasant surprise. I'm glad. I don't mean to be brusque, but why are you here? Doing some work. Priest of Gond always has work around, you know. So, the last time I saw you was one of the more traumatic events of my life. Yes. I am sorry about that. You do not understand how much that undershoots what you need to say. If you are going to apologize, I don't need you to apologize. I'm not looking to reopen old wounds, Viorica. It's been years. Look, Tharaval had ideas, and I went along with them, but they're dead. I can't say that they had the most wonderful time before they died. They got turned into a vampire, for example, but that's a completely different story for another time. When you raided my vault, it set my standing in the church back somewhat as well, so I just decided it was better to leave, and the name Ravenshade meant very little anymore. So, I've been traveling around various churches, doing small jobs, learning my craft, and you can see that Shaden was always Shaden had mechanical interest and worked on a lot of different technical geejaws and gizmos, but is now carrying a wide variety more than you've seen. One hand is almost entirely covered in a basically mechanical gauntlet, but it's more sort of little pieces that
Like, together. You're obviously highly skilled. Are you?
Oh, I wouldn't necessarily say so. It's I'm working to betterment of all of Swordcrest, yes. And anyway, I am sorry. I know you said you didn't want an apology, but I can't really think of any other way to start this conversation, so I'm going to begin there.
Fine.
Our sibling was persuasive. That doesn't make it right or better, but I do want you to know that I am sorry, and I'd love to mend some fences. This is very unexpected, so I'm gabbling a little, but
Your family gave me everything. You didn't. What you're offering me is a way back into a family that I was never really part of. I loved it, and I'm very, very glad that I was part of it, but it's now been destroyed. The only thing that you can give me is a way back to a past that I'm not sure I want anymore. What you're giving me is a route back into pain. So thank you. Thank you for your apology. And please, I really hope that what you say you're doing, you are doing, and that you're working for good. I'm afraid all I can think of when I think of you is murder. I know it wasn't you, and I'm not trying to lay the guilt of that on you. I'm saying that I don't say I wish to never see you again, but I can say that the only thing it will bring me is pain. And I'm sorry about that.
All right.
You are very kind to come and reach out. I cannot accept your offer. If you would wish to shake hands now, I am willing. Sorry.
He will reach out for your hand, and as he shakes your hand, he will lean in a little bit. You need to leave.
Why?
This place is not safe. I don't want us to get caught up on different sides of something again.
Really?
Yes, really.
Are you part of what is going on here?
Well, I don't know what's going on here, but I have to presume tangentially. I'm working for the Tolstov twins.
Very well. In which case, I'm afraid I'm not leaving. This group that I'm with here, these are the shepherds. They are my band. And I fully intend that our force shall be brought to bear on whatever is going on here, and we will get to the bottom of it. I do not want to get into any conflict that means we get on the wrong sides again, but to be brutally honest, we're not on the same side now. If you want to regain my trust, I would say stay out of the fucking way. But again, thank you for your candor and thank you for the warning. To be brutally honest, I think it just means we're on the right track. And also, you have got to pick who you work for better.
All right. If you hear a very loud roar, duck and cover.
Thank you. That is understood.
All right. Jaden looks very troubled, very much in that I don't know what to do. And also in that kind of horrible, like, I did something awful in the past that I'm trying to make amends for, and now I appear to have fucked it again without realizing that I did.
Yeah.
That was genuinely, like, intimidating as well. Like, without even, like, having to be intimidated. That was intimidating.
Cool. Thank you.
He will walk away. He will after the handshake and that, he will just walk out of the pub. There's a bunch of people sat around. It's a small pub. A bunch of people sat around who were just watching this.
Yeah.
And so one will, in the back, you hear one Nino go, these people are mighty intense, aren't they? I know.
So Viorica is going to turn around, and whoever is directly behind him, I assume Prosperous. I need to sit down. Can you hold me up?
Yeah, I'll just put an arm under the shoulders.
Yes,
Kind of
and
like, we're friends and I'm not holding you up way.
Exactly. And it's not that he's going to collapse. It is just simply that took an awful lot out of him. And yeah. But I think from Viorica's point of view, and definitely from Ed's point of view, that was everything I could have wanted. Thank you very much.
Well, Viorica, I have the entire conversation written down here, so if you wish to go over it again, if you're worried what you said, I've written it all down.
That's very
I never thought I'd see you again. I never thought I'd see you again. This is a pleasant surprise.
That's fine. That's thank you.
I'm glad. Why are you here? It's
all of
extensive.
It's wonderful to have a scribe. It is. I don't think I want to go across that conversation again just yet.
It's here when you need it.
Thank you.
And there is proof that he is working for the twins as well. We have that written down. If we need that.
It's not surprised me, unfortunately. However, there may be something. He's not an unpowerful person. The twins are. Even more not to be trifled with. Sorry, what were we going to say, Fiore?
Is there any chance I could just go to the door and watch the sort of pathway he goes? Just sort of like acknowledge and see if there's anywhere in the actual village that then sort of he might have moved on to, or if he's gone directly, immediately, sort of like tail under his legs back to the keep.
He's not going to the keep.
Ooh.
He walks out and walks past the keep and is walking out across the swamps towards, you guess, the direction of the sea.
They're digging something up.
Flory will come back. Wherever the bangs were coming from, I imagine that is where your brother is.
So,
conducting.
Yes. I don't know what it is that they're doing there, but he said I should leave. And that makes me think we are on the right track. But whatever it is they're doing. At the time, I didn't want to know. Now I wish I'd asked, but at the same time, it's not going to be good.
There's a fire in your eye, Viorica.
When I have to try and retreat to my past life, it doesn't do anything but make me angry. I felt powerless then. You just all made me feel very much not powerless. Thank you very much indeed.
You're very welcome. I hate to break up the moment, but I'm so tired. Quite heavy.
Thank you very much. Let us, yes. We have a dinner to go to. Let's all be on good form. And I will try and keep all of that to myself. But we might well ask the twins what it is that they're up to out in the marshes. Obviously, let's be subtle as all hell. But we now know a bit more.
Is there anything anyone else would like to do as part of your long rest?
Just be reading in my room.
If you wanted to talk to the tree, because that was something people talked about doing, that is an option, and I would allow that as part of a long rest, idle conversation, because the tree's not going to attack or hurt any of you. This is not like a setup for, and now, kill you all. You could easily go, let's have a chat with the tree and have a quiet conversation with the tree as part of this resting and recuperating process. I would allow that. If you wanted to, you don't have to if you don't want to.
I don't think Viorica would go on his own, but happy to accompany others.
Huxley would go.
Cool.
It's just a conversation. What I see.
All right. Is anyone else going, or is it just Huxley while everyone else rests?
If people are going to see the tree, I'll come to see the tree. I might not be leading the conversation, but it's certainly it seems like it's a part of the mystery, if not the key to it.
We probably will stay with Prosperous and start resting up.
Yeah, I think Prosperous stays in your room and does the absent-minded offers a hand without thinking about it, and it's up to you what you do.
Tabari just does the classic I'm just gonna go sit on the other side of the room because I feel like we might both forget here.
Right.
It's not personal and I hate it, but I feel like this is probably the safest option.
Just so you know, if you ever do need a hug, I don't mind.
That means millions. Appreciate that.
You can just pass out now.
That's the way.
Very sweet. Right. Huxley, Aldrin. You walk out the back, the tree's in the middle of the pond. As you get closer, it will unfurl as it does.
What do you like to know from old branch fingers?
Oh, branch fingers. Yes. We've come to see you. And and just with some questions. Now you are very old. Forgive my saying, but that makes you very wise.
Accurate. Not especially, no. But happy to do what I can.
You've seen so much over centuries, I'm sure.
Yeah, I have done that.
A question I have is, how many deceased have you helped descend to the bottom over the years?
Numbers aren't my strong suit, but something to the tune of thousands, probably very hard to say.
Did any of them resist as you took them down?
No, they're dead. I don't take down the living. That would Eldath wouldn't like that.
Right, correct, yes. When you take them down, I assume you gain sustenance from them.
Oh, no. When I take them down, I wrap them in my roots so that they can become part of the earth around here. It makes the earth and the land and the trees more vibrant and alive, and I guess I'm part of that, but it's not for me, it's for the whole swamp.
Do you know how the earth feels about it all?
Not directly. Seems to grow better grass.
Was there ever a time the grass didn't grow when you expected it to?
There was one time when the original lord of the castle was removed. Lady Tolstoff asked me if I would remove some of his things that she didn't know what to do with.
It's a common thing when someone dies. No one ever knows what to do with the things that remain. What sort of things? Were they shiny? Were they books? Were they old?
Well, I'd have removed books and you know, all sorts of things when people die. There was a time when people were put into the pool with all of their worldly belongings, so they got broken down too. But in this case, they were big metal things, and they're still there. I think they'll always be there.
Now, I understand that the people should always be there, but
No, the people won't always be there.
would it help you if the big, cumbersome things at the bottom weren't there?
If I didn't look after them, then where would they go?
I'm sure we could find somewhere else for them that didn't get in your way. It must be difficult for you to do your job if there's something uncomfortable or that gets trapped with all the other things.
I mean, over the years, plenty of metal stuff's been around the bottom, so there is some stuff down there, but it doesn't bother me at all. And when I took the big pieces down, I could feel Eldath's pride at being the one to stop this nasty stuff from hurting more people. So I want to respect that.
Of course. Did Eldath communicate with you specifically what type of evil it was, what sort of thing it did?
Eldath don't use words, so not specifically, no. Just that it was bad, and I could make it better over time.
Did it change you when it sank to the bottom? Have you felt ill?
There was the weirdest feeling.
Oh.
Like ants crawling up inside my roots.
They get in my fur all the time. It's a time. It is.
Part of life, but this was like it hurt, you know. Still in the ground around
They're
here.
still there. They're still there tickling your roots.
Less so in me anymore, but they're... Something round here's got the land roiled up, but it has been for so long that I've never known a time when it's not.
Seeing the route the conversation is taking, Aldrin will step back from where he's been observing the conversation until out of sight of old Branch Fingers, then speak the command word of his armor to wear the vestments of a cleric of Eldath.
Sure.
And then return.
Now, old Branch Fingers, I'd very much like you to talk to my friend Aldrin.
Oh, yes, Cayman,
Cayman,
Brickbreaker, cleric of Eldath.
Indeed.
It is a absolute pleasure to make your acquaintance and to thank you on behalf of our god for having served so loyally over the years in Celestial.
A deception check.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
I'm going to use a luck point, although that's not bad. That's better. 34.
Wow.
You're more than welcome.
Tell me, when was the last time? I am Cayman Brickbreaker, itinerant cleric of Eldath. I go wherever our Lord and Sovereign's touch is needed. Tell me, when was the last time you communicated directly with our beneficent Lord of the Waters and calmness and peace?
I'm always... There's something not right about you.
I can speak the incantations. I can muster every syllable of the correct liturgy of our church.
Well,
May I say
liturgies or musterings or what you have, majigs, but
you seem
know Our Lady and you don't.
You seem troubled, old Branch Fingers. You seem very much the worse for wear. May I try to heal some of your pain?
We'll look back at Huxley.
Do you know this one? Because everything about him's off.
I believe it's the type of cologne he's wearing. It mixes with the incense awfully.
Right.
I can confirm that not moments ago I was feeling exhausted. My friend here laid his hands upon me, and I feel much better now.
Well done. That is not a lie.
All right. If you'd like to,
Sure, we'll reach a hand across so over the pond, so we haven't got to step into it, which don't. And we'll lay a sort of one of their branches across near you, Aldrin. But there's still some reticence.
I'll cast a healing word on old branch fingers. Can I insight to see to what extent I'm beginning to convince them that we are on their side? Can I use my passive having been present for the entire conversation? Sure. So that would be a 21.
They're not particularly trusting or untrusting. They appear to be. You get the sense that this is not a creature that has the ability to lie, to discombobulate. It doesn't really have the wherewithal. It knows that you're not connected to Eldath because it's a divine being. There's a divine essence to it that is directly connected to Eldath, which means that it has a certain, you don't have any of the stuff that Eldath would have, and it's very confusing.
Perhaps I can alleviate some of your concerns.
Okay.
I am certain, old branch fingers, and everyone please forgive me if this doesn't work, but that you and I can be fast friends.
What's the save?
Cast fast friends. Wiz 21.
Wiz 21.
I feel like if there was anything that this tree is going to be, it might be wise.
Yeah, it's not much, but it's wise as all hell.
Aren't we already friends?
Friendships take longer than the sprouting of an acorn. They ripple across a calm pond, encapsulating all within with a sense of peace, old branch fingers.
Okay.
I'm surprised he hasn't slapped you.
I do need to ask.
Not really in his character either. He's bemused in a way that's like an old person saying, and why would you tweet? Like, it's that sort of level of conversation. Like,
yes, exactly.
I understand that you can, and I understand that this is what it does, but why?
What on earth?
I mean, Aldrin had really considered this not being a long conversation, as now his own sort of residual arrogance is not it's not letting him quite let this go, although it is very much swimming upstream. I do need to ask about the undead presence in your pool.
Oh, right. That's some of the stuff that Lady Tolstoff asked me to bring down. It's got some magic on it.
Would you?
It's all right. It'll go eventually. Everything goes eventually.
Would you permit us, in the service of good, to inspect these things, with my solemn promise to return them to your tender care? There is, as you say, a very strange presence afoot, and if we are to confront it, we must have as much knowledge as we can possibly glean.
I can bring it out, but I gotta put it back. Eldath wants me to put it back.
Of course, and you have my absolute reassurance. I serve peace.
Okay.
I'm just here for the conversation.
Your buddy's very intense.
I know.
It's religious fervor, old branch fingers.
It's like watching an episode of The Crown. It's fascinating.
It's so posh. It's so like obnoxiously posh. Oh.
The water will sort of have that movement to it where something's being pulled up from beneath. And some of Branchfinger's roots will draw from the depths large chunks of iron. Really sort of large, grotesque machinery. And Huxley, you recognize this from your vision, and will sort of place, rather delicately, sort of these like Frankensteinian, Gothic-esque metal bits that were clearly designed to do all sorts of horrific experiments and just plonk them slowly down on the side. There you go.
I suggest we don't touch these.
I wouldn't. They've been in the pool for quite some time, and there's stuff in there. It's not great for skin.
By the ruler of the ever-still waters. I have a suspicion that I know the answer, but I will detect magic anyway to see what kind of horrendous shit this might be.
It's necromantic, specifically focused on creating undeath, but also on the summoning of fiends.
Interesting.
Tell me, old branch fingers, has the lady ever asked you for the loan of these items and then returned them, or was it just the one trip to leave them here?
She wanted nothing to do with her dad.
Has anyone else asked you for them?
No.
Do you know there's a cleric of a cleric? Do you know there's a?
Did you know there's a cleric?
Do you know there's a cleric of Cynic? Who may very much wish to lay hands on these devices. You never know these people. They can pretend to be others.
Wow.
I don't know, Cyric. What's that?
An enemy of Eldath, my friend.
Oh, right.
I think what we're trying to say is if anyone else asks you to bring these out, please don't.
Okay.
Huxley, dear boy, is there anything you can potentially do to ascertain anything more of these items? I fear that I may have exhausted my Eldathian resources.
I can cast Legend Lore on these items if that's something that would be appropriate for this current time. Yes, I can. Let me get out my ivory sticks and my incense 1 second. I will cast Legend Lore upon the strange mechanical instruments we see before us.
Mm-hmm. I contemporaneously casting Augury, specifically whether it's a good or bad idea to give these things back to old branch fingers.
Timora very strongly believes that it is a good idea to give them back to old branch.
Timora correlates with my belief at this point.
Timora is basically going, put him back, you fucking idiot. Like, this is not a good idea.
It seemed like a good idea at the time.
I'm not cast Mending on them. I'm just going to state that now. Mending is not happening.
No.
Okay, Legend Lore on the bits of metal. I'm going to say that because Legend Lore is a sort of vision and it takes time. As Old Branch Fingers sort of collects these pieces and drags them under the water again, like a tree octopus.
A troctopus.
Tree octopus. Huxley, you gain the following vision. You see these bits of metal, along with other bits of metal, in a large room that you do not recognize. You see bodies hung over them in grotesque and brutal fashion. Some of them dead, some of them alive, some of them dead but undead. You see a man with a face that looks like it's entirely made of porcelain. Doesn't necessarily have to be real. This could be a vision, could be metaphorical. Is moving in between various bits of machinery and appears to be trying to contact someone. Not on this plane. The machinery crackles and sparks. And you get a brief vision of a creature made entirely of maggots and creepy crawlies, and flies. A huge, gargantuan creature seen silhouetted against a skyline. And you will hear, just echoing through your mind, 1,000 tiny voices saying,
"The age of worms is coming."
That's what we'll pick up next time.
Oh, that's a vision to end on. Wow.
Great.
Amazing.
Love some maggots.
Yeah.
All I can think of is 1,000 voices cried out in pain and then all fell silent.
Can we go back to fish, please?
I do love the idea. There's 1,000 voices going, there's just a lot of them.
The age of worms is coming.
It's more ominous than that. Good, right. Thank you very much.
Oh, I feel like I know what these creatures are.
Mm-hmm. I'm digging deep into some 3.5.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
But can they all sound as if they are in the video game Worms, please? Because that would
make me incredibly happy.
Yes.
We are rabbits.
Incoming!
Yes, exactly.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I'll get you.
Supposed to be scary this whole time.
Oh, it's going to be scary.
It
Fine.
is.
Right.
We're using comedy to deflect this. It's fine.
Thank you very much for joining us, everyone. Yes, The Age of Worms is coming. Join us next week to find out more. Drowning in Blackwater is on Mondays for another 3 weeks. So yes, catch it next week for more. And on Tuesdays, we currently have... it's either, I think we might have moved on to Seeds of Defiance by now, but I'm not 100% sure. So on Tuesdays, we have another show. Please do check out our schedule at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg/schedule, where you can find a list of all the shows we currently have on. And twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg is also the best place to watch, because you can watch it live with all of the fans and chat about what's going on and get super excited, and we love all of that. There's also Discord and a wiki, which is managed by our D20 Club, who are our Patreons. You can join them at patreon.com/rolltogetherrpg and be part of that community. It is a lovely community. You're welcome to be part of it. We'd love to see you there. You can also catch everything archived at youtube.com/rolltogetherrpg, or podcast versions. Just search rolltogetherrpg on your favorite podcasting app. We're on the socials: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. At some point there's supposed to be a TikTok happening, but I don't know.
Let's see.
Tom really wants TikTok dancers.
I know. Tom's really excited about TikTok dancers, but I'm, in my late 30s. So, if someone else does it, that's great. But yes, join us there as well. Thank you so much for being here, and see you next week. Bye-bye.
The age of worms is coming.